change anything and make it better. Together now we're strong, don't question it. The truth will break your chains, we have the key. Open your eyes and see. We are the ones who know the answers, and they ain't never gonna hold us back. The sea is rising like we dancers. Imagine life without a purpose. Now picture everything you're fighting for. Now picture everything you're fighting for.
Well, hello, welcome to the third Space Engineers plus Mortal Engines. We did pretty well last week. Adam was on with us. I believe he's in chat today. Hello Adam, I've just seen you there. But just myself today. I'm going to continue with this build, which was going very, very good. We actually built it down the ice last week and drove up the hill pretty successfully. What we do need to do though now is work on how to balance the main platform. This centre beam here will be the base of the city. Obviously it's going to extend forwards and backwards, so obviously if that tilts forwards or backwards it's not going to be very balanced, so we need to kind of give support from these wheels, which I believe will need to be probably from these centre points with multiple wheels somehow stacked up. So that's what I'm going to try and experiment with today. If we can get that right, we can actually start then building a proper base for the city to build on. Yeah, I think that's the idea. As I said, the actual city itself will be rigid with this part, so the floor will be flat at right angle to that beam. But if there's any weight to the front or back, that's going to twist that forwards or backwards, so we need to use support. Right, okay, so we've got these wheel shocks ideas, things that worked very, very well, which kept the wheels on the ground. But we also need to give support from these underneath. So I'm trying to think how I can stack wheels, because the amount of movement, I think perhaps if we wedge up these wheels up the side of a mountain, we can get the maximum range of movement, so we know how far to stack. That's probably a good idea, let's do that. Get into the driving seat of our city. Named Scunthorpe. Put the helmet on so it's not so noisy. Go back down the hill, I think. So parking brake off and backwards. Let that go. Let's check out some of these views. See how it works. Yeah, it's handled pretty nice. I think that because we added thrusters to help with the movement of the mass, the maximum wheel speeds might be overridden by that, so we could end up with some kind of concertina effect like in the distance there. Oh, I think we're okay, we're not going to go too fast. Once we start getting mass on there, it will really start to work itself out. Use this slope here though to get the angle we need on the wheels. Keep it around 20 meters a second, that should be safe. Oh, he says, and he buckles up. It sorts itself out pretty quickly, but like I say, once we've got the city base on there, that'll be putting pressure down on them wheels as well. Yeah, you're right, Adam, there's a lot of weight to add to it, so we should be fine. Actually, right now, where it is, do this wheel here, we've got to bear in mind travelling in both directions. Is that max extent? It's not, is it? No. That could go a lot more. it's going down, so it's not maximum extent. It'd be nice to see where the maximum extent is, though. I think that second one is, though. But I do get the feeling there's quite a lot more to go yet, so I'm going to try to think of a way that I can stack up the wheels so they all push off each other. And I'm picking up the middle there as well. And that's part of the thrusters providing more speed than the wheels. Or is it? That's kind of strange. A lot of this is the thrusters actually being quite powerful. Need to get this weight on it. Oh, there's a rock there as well if it's bouncing over. Actually, I wonder if that's causing any issues with damage. I think we're doing okay there. Okay, let's check out the bottom a bit more. Need to get a nice angle so we can see how high these wheels are going to go. And also at the back they're going to go higher because there's more of them. But I think the back of the city will probably taper in between the very back wheels, so we don't have to worry so much about the back ones. That look pretty good actually, with the rear wheels hanging outside. Go to another part of the lake as well to get a better angle. I really want to push the flex at the front. Whatever flex we got at the front will work the same at the back, and then the extra wheel on the back we won't worry so much about because it will be, the city will be between the ones at the back, I think. Although we will need to provide support for them, I suppose. That could be interesting. Didn't we have... Oh, we had steering, that's right, we did steering. God, the steering on this is amazing. Trees, just mow them down. Oh, we should have missed one. I'm tempted to give it a bit. Oh, he's flying up in the air. Not good. Okay, get some speed now. Yeah, there's not enough angle here to do what we want. We want to get like a slope that's really steep. I think over there is probably going to be the best. Even if we use this, we need to one side. It's the wheels up there, I suppose. Yep, let's do that. Better as well. This does turn amazing considering how many wheels it's got. We did a really good job last week on this. I can see some wheels aren't actually quite right. I'm guessing that the save didn't do our wheels any favours because this was working last week. Yeah, there's a wheel there that's not quite right. I'm guessing it's the scripts that's changed them. It could also be something to do with the location of the seat, so once we move the control seat I think that would change again anyway, so we won't worry about that too much. I'm guessing it'll be exactly the same on the other side. Only just because the seat you control from, the programmer block made the decision last week that that one was going to go left, and then this week it's going to go right because it's right on the same block. Is that wheel I think we're looking at, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one. Not a problem, because when we eventually change where the seat's going to go, it'll change again. So for now, I think we'll leave that. Not a problem. Right, let's line this up to the hill. Okay, let's find out the maximum flex we can get on this. Yeah, I think that's going to do nice. Okay, here goes. Nice and steady. Okay. Quite a reaction there, but the shocks are working quite nicely. So we need that weight on there, really. Oh, hello. It's a bit of a weird. Clang was starting to show its head there. Oh no, yep, Clang is trying to show its head. Its face, its head, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's not... Oh, hang on, I'm doing a space bar. That's probably not a good idea, because that's the air shocks. That could be what it is, not Clang. Let it settle down a second. Keep forgetting that space bar can also be the jump, can't it, for the air suspension. I think that is actually the maximum flex there between the front two wheels. So let's go with that for a second. We can then use that exact same angle for all the other wheels. That will be the maximum flex. Oh yeah, there we go. Not forgetting that the wheels are... Oh, actually, yeah, they're being pushed pretty much to the maximum. So that angle there, we need to bear that in mind for each join. But we need to go from the middle, so whatever we do here needs to be doubled or halved for this one. This is confusing. I suppose if I need to get that at its maximum flex as well as that one, I think, and then I can literally just draw a line from here to the top of there. I think that's... Yeah, let's give it a little bit more forward. Try and get a bit more on there. If I can get them both at the maximum extent, we can get a perfect alignment then with the floor. Yeah, let's go around the other side. I just don't think... Well, that's going to go steeper. Yeah, this will work. This will work. If it starts picking that way off the floor a little bit, then we know we're there. Let's give it a go. Careful. That's almost there. As soon as it starts picking up that third set of wheels, we know we've got it. Actually, that's a lot of flex. That's pretty good. In fact, I think that's as far as it's going to want to go. Even with the thrusters, that doesn't want to go any further. Is this something over here stopping it as well? Really? I think we can say that's probably the maximum flex. I mean, that if we look at where that block is almost completely underneath. Yeah, I'd say that's about it. Let's go with that. Right, that is actually pretty high. That's a lot higher than I was expecting. Because my idea was that wherever the height that went to, that was where the floor of the seat was going to be. But that's up here, that's way too high. So perhaps we should have the city come inside the wheels at the front. So the city's sort of round, so it's widest at the middle, but it comes in. But then we need something to attach from there to the city to make use of that. So some kind of leverage, perhaps going across this way. Like what we've done here, we're going across, making use of that, and the wheel would run up and down this beam then, wouldn't it? Or would it? That would actually be quite weird. We'd have to have a multiple angles and weirdness going on, so no, that's not likely to happen. There is a lot more flex than I was expecting, but we're never actually really going to need that much flex, are we? So I suppose we've actually got a lot more than we need. We're never going to do an angle that steep anyway with the city. That angle, that angle. Let's say it goes to the halfway point. Let's maybe go to about here. Let's see where this gets us. 10 for now. This was the city floor. This is going to look too stupid. Because we could run shocks off that. I mean, we've got one. I reckon we get two. We could do like a floating block in the middle with the two wheels with some kind of loose piston, or no, can't really do a loose piston, can you? Perhaps hinged, so we could have a hinge here and a hinge there. Hinges might do the job better than using shocks. Hello, welcome to stream, mate. I see we've got a few other people watching. Do say hello. Got to try and figure this awkward bit out. I think that is going to be way too much flex to actually. We've got the flex there, but I don't think we'll ever use that because there's no way the city's going to manage that. So we haven't got to go to the extreme. But I think that if that front wheel was here, that would be what we were looking for. Maybe I should bring it down then so that front wheel is max under there, because I think that is probably the maximum height for the city. We could actually have the city high up at the front and it goes down low as it goes back, and then back up again possibly. Like a hill, like a valley effect in the city. What to do? And that wouldn't be a bad idea, because then you could make use of the wheels going that high. But then once you start to go up a hill, once these wheels get down that incline, the whole city's at an angle you just don't want to be at, so no, we won't be doing that. I think this probably is the right height then, going with this height. I just need to figure out how I can support that beam with this one, with a bit of give using shocks. Okay, let's bring it back down a little bit so we can actually get this right now, because we need to bring that bar all the way forward. I think this is probably going to be the hardest bit of the build, getting this bit just right. Okay. Getting slowly. I want to try and line up that bar we just placed in to be level with the highest point of the front wheel when it comes down. If that makes sense. I don't want these shocks to be too powerful, because I don't want the whole thing to go totally level if we do go up a steep slope. Or do we? This is something that just never been built before, so it's all new. Thinking about it, that wheel that's already there. Yeah, that wheel that's already there might actually be an answer. Let's have a look at this. If that beam was to actually sit on top of that wheel, no, it can't do. It needs to be supported all the time. So we could have a wheel on top of that wheel. Therefore, it would be adjusted by the angle, giving more support as well. No, because as the front wheel goes up, that wheel's not being pushed up. I would need to have a wheel here pushing up. Yes. Nah, forget that. Okay, so I need the wheel to be on that beam, pushing up against the underside of that beam. Yeah, let's take this even further now. We could get away with a little bit of a nose up here, maybe. Right. How am I gonna do this? think that's a nice amount of angle. I am actually really lost on this how I'm going to do this. I do need a floating wheel, but when it gets to this point you need one wheel there to be holding it, although that should really be pushing the front up even more. But then that once you get the weight of that on the front, that will be pushing these shocks down more, because at the moment these shocks are actually quite stiff. This is very awkward. I think there's have to be some sort of floating carriage between the two beams. I think. How are we going to do a floating carriage? We could probably do like 3 wheels, like a triangle of wheels. The bottom 2 on this beam, top one's on that bottom one. What's it going to attach to if it's floating between them? Or perhaps we should go with the hinge idea. You think about a vehicle suspension, the control arms. Would that still work here? There's a hinge there, and a hinge say there, and a beam between the two. Would that length stay the same? Let's give that one a little go. I don't think it will, but let's see how far out we are. That one there. Get rid of that. A piston might be a good idea. Somehow adjust the length of the piston based on the angle. Yeah, no, maybe. I really don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9. I don't think this is going to work. I really do not think it's going to work. But we shall see. I'm not going to reach the antenna from here, am I? I think I'm going to have to put another antenna on this thing, because this is getting a bit annoying. There we go. Pretty sure I'm in range now. Hinge, it will be that one. So let's put some braking force. Nope, other way. It's not going to match it. I'm going to have to adjust the wheels. Oh, maybe. Nearly. You know what? This might actually work. I might not be too far off on this one. I've got a feeling I need some sort of piston there though, to be honest. And then we adjust the pistons depending on the train we're going over. So you could set pistons to keeping them level. This is very much concept testing here. As that comes down, right, so move that beam up. Yeah, it's not quite working. Go down a bit more. There it is. It's going to keep the front wheels held up, that's the only problem. Can't see the thing. There it is. Ah. That's it, isn't it? Detach. No. It's that one. Attach. Okay, so if we now remove all the braking force, velocity, and also on this one. Let's see what this now does when we drive back. Will it actually let the wheel fall down? I don't think it will, to be honest. No, it's not going to do it. I'm trying to think how this will work. Maybe if I do a hinge, if I do 2 of those, it would allow the front to drop down, and then I'd have some kind of hinge between them. That would be the shock. A piston with tuned braking force. Is that even a thing? I can't even think. Because that would make sense then, because that would effectively be a shock. Have a quick look. No, there's no braking force. I mean, you've got the impulse, but that's just going to break stuff, surely. We're going to get some weirdness doing that. That's why we're using the wheels as suspension, because it's the only real suspension item in the game. Yeah, I really don't think a piston's going to be what we need. It is going to be summoning clang that will. A piston wants to be in a set location. It won't have any give. If it gives, it's a glitch in the game, and then when it gets a chance to, it will fly back to where it should be, and it's catapulting everything else. We'll have a city in space at that rate. Now look, there's actually, because that wheel, actually that wheel's trying to pull down, but it looks like it's pushing that back. Pulling it forward. Because obviously we do the same going that way as well, but I think if I put another hinge here, that would then have a bit more flexed out with more blocks in, so it can go level. Then when it lifts up, you'd have this kind of lift. Or perhaps that should be hinged to this one to give the a section here. That'd be the floating section, and that floating section would then interact with the underside. There you go, see? I knew we'd find it somehow. Yes, if I hinge to here, from here to another hinge to that hinge, and then when that lifts up, the point here would lift up, which would have the wheel on it attaching on the side there. I believe that might work. You're kind of trying to find an average between the two, you see. You can get away with one wheel. I think that could work. It's going to take a little bit of shifting around. But I think actually taking it off of here might actually be the answer as well. Which we'll find out, won't we? Go with. I think about this. We want. I suppose the longer piece needs to be this one. Possibly. 16 blocks. Okay, let's put that on there. Is that even going to be enough? It's not, is it? Oh, we've got to allow it to flex down as well, so I probably am going to actually need to do extra length on it, because that's not going to flex down a great deal. But then again, we don't want to flex down too much. It's Benno, welcome to the stream, mate. TheFatRat travels great. It turns really good. It moves amazing. That's not the problem. We've got quite a lot of articulation here, but I don't want to give too much because I want to keep the floor of the city level as much as possible. I'm just trying to find a way of providing support. That's the city floor. Obviously, I don't want it tipping forwards or backwards. So I want it to be supported on this set of wheels using some kind of shock from the wheel. But I need to find like a floating platform in the middle to do that with. So I'm kind of trying to do something here. I mean, I could possibly do a free section. Would that be the answer? So you do one off there, across and down again. No, that'd probably be an issue. It would go all over the place. No, I can't do that. I think this is going to have to be one extra, so that's going to have to go up and down anyway as default. And then when it comes down, goes up. Yeah, let's add a couple more on here. I think we're going to need 2. And then we'll pop this on. Let's see if we can now line them up. To be fun. Okay, hinges. Which one's which? I'm pretty sure that one. Let's get all 3 of them a second. Give them torque. Break torque. Okay, so this one. They're all on. There we go. Right, so that one there. In fact, that one should. Jeez, no, that was wrong. Let's okay. Good idea anyway. No, slowly, no, off. Yeah, it didn't work. Sort of. That might be strength. Oh, that's pushing the wrong way. But that's interesting actually, that they actually adjusted the... We could probably lift the bottom wheels up, couldn't we? So it just runs on the front and rear wheels. Hang on, I want the lock, don't I? Any second. Come on, come on, come on. We get it's just right. And there. No, there. Yay. I think it's the blue one I've got to do. Batch. There we go. Let's grab all 3 of the hinges on, off. Torque's down, braking force down, velocity 0. I think if you turn the blocks on now, it just makes them better. So now we've got that. So basically the wheels are pretty much straight. We've got a point here where we could have a wheel mounted on the actual bottom of the city, pushing down as if it was a vehicle itself. And this is the floor changing its terrain. So that would affect the city. That would work great. I think that's basically it. That's all we need to do. And then if the wheel goes all the way down, the city would have to follow with it with the weight. But the weight of the city at the back will keep them doing that. I think that should do. That should work. Only problem is now is when that goes up, it's going to hit the block. So I've actually got to do quite a bit of messing around with this. Let's have a look, because I've actually just made that an issue. Why do I press the X button every time I do that? I always have a problem. I don't know. I just randomly press the X button. I've got no idea why. Like I've got X button Tourette's. Alright, let's take this forward and see if I can find somewhere ideally to join us. I've got the brake on now. Ah! Hang on. That's got no flex at all, even though we've turned those off. Did I leave it locked? There you go. Trying to tempt clang. Oh god, it is a bit. I didn't think this would be a problem though, but yeah, the problem is now it's pushing up even more. Actually, that's going to work quite nicely with a wheel on there, because now it's pushing. That's actually making it jump up like that. You see, with a wheel there pushing down with the weight, that would actually work. Or would it? Oh, I don't know now. This is a bit annoying. Let's change the angle we're approaching the rock. That might help. That's more like it, right? That is now started to tilt the city back slightly. But obviously, I want it to be wheeled rather than There you go, just there. That's the maximum. If I now set up a wheel in the right place, which would have to be probably hitched up slightly. then that one will flex. That'll push that wheel underneath here, which might actually be a nice little accident. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Perhaps we could use that. So then that wheel will push underneath there, supporting the city again when those wheels go up. We might have to adjust that bar slightly, but I think for now I'm going to allow us that flexibility of adjusting that at some point. Okay, so we'll need to come out from here somewhere. Top of the block. Looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be a bit weird, so once I get the geometry right though, we should then start to style it a little bit to actually look half decent and how it will fit into the city. Added mass would definitely help. I mean, I could add mass blocks for now, but I think we're just going to start building a city on it and then we'll adjust as we go. Let's pop these underneath for now and then try and put a wheel on here. Go for the right one, everybody. 7, 5x5 wheel. Okay. And it's going to be as if it was a real vehicle wheel. That's not. Oh, hang on. Is that all the way down? Not quite. But that is actually the maximum I want to go. But saying that, no, because I want that to hit there as well. I may have to cut this part away and set that around the side. Let's go with that. Let's see how that affects it. That wheel there. Right, we'll give it no steering, no propulsion, no brake. We'll leave the air shock because that's always handy. No power. What was the strength we did? We did. What do we call those little wheels? Get now. Suspension. That was it. Strength 10. Right, strength 10. Go with that for now. If everything's set at strength of 10, then we know we're working from the same ballpark. What's that thing? Right, the height. That's all the way down. Friction down. Speed limit down. Right, that's almost touching it now, so we could go a bit further. I think I'm probably have to bring it down a bit, to be honest. That should be supporting already. But yeah, it should be supporting ages ago, thinking about it. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to change it quite a lot actually, because by now, at this point here, that should be putting some pressure underneath the seat for quite a bit. Oh, I am really, really lost with this one. Let's have a look. So it's pushing that wheel up, but it's not letting the second one push up. But it is supporting it. It's actually quite good. Oh, I don't know. The problem is when it goes level, it's not being supported anymore. So that works really nice like that, but once it gets level, that wheel's no longer touching the beam and it needs to be. So I'm going to have to get it level and make sure the wheel's touching the beam, I think. But that movement's not enough, which is why I want to do more than one wheel, which was the idea behind the beam. Oh, this is very, very frustratingly technical. Yeah, I need a wheel with that much suspension. Unless I use small end of a lever to get what we need. So if I move the wheel further back here, I could have it lower down. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? Yes, the leverage is the problem. Here there's a lot of movement, down here there's a lot less movement. I literally just need the wheel there, and that should do enough. Let's give that a go. Okay, so get rid of the aerials and let's join from here because I've got a feeling that one. I've got a feeling that this bar might actually come in handy on that other wheel. Okay, so we're looking at 4 above. So I think if the wheel just sits there, actually sitting right on it, we need about 4. So let's go with go with that. Let's give it a try at least. See if this is going to work. As soon as I find something that works though, just duplicate it. Oh, it's nowhere near. And even if I drop it down a bit more, it's not going to quite touch, is it? One more block. Just one more. That's going to be too close to that wheel, really, isn't it? So perhaps we need to go back this way a bit more. That's going to go up when that one flexes. That's kind of a nice area for it to catch in. This could be interesting. It could be quite a nice tight mechanism. Is that? I can't even think of the words to describe this right now. Okay, let's see if I can add that wheel. I know I was in the way then, but where's my aerial gone? There it was. Over here, out of the way somewhere. There you go. Okay, see if we can add the wheel. Having the wheel this low down, we can put the strength up really high. Don't forget the strength can be really, really high, so I think it will work because of that. Add wheel. Add wheel! Oh, you. Gotta drive it. No, it is level though, isn't it? Ah, no, that's not gonna go forward one more and up. I don't know. But then we're going back to where he was, aren't we? I'll drop the wheel. Okay, so look. Steering, propulsion, brake, lower down, strength 10. That's almost on there, so that's alright, it's got a slight bit of a tip. That's almost touching, so when we come to like a brake, it will sort of lean onto it slightly. Oh, what am I telling you? Right, let's have a look. Let's drive it forward and see how this goes. A remote block on it. I'm not going to mess around with this programmable block, it's going to mess it up if I do that. Although I do plan on using remote block when we actually get to actually controlling the city from the main control room. But more on that later. Right, let's have a look. How's this going to work? So the front starts to go up. It supports the front of the city just enough to lift it up. And it's now, the whole city's going up at a nice angle now rather than suddenly. That's okay. And also, if we was to go over something in the middle and the second one was go up but not the front, that other wheel would then support as well. So we've got like a double action there. I think that might be okay. We need to go over something now, like a little mound or something, to see how that works when there's a block in the middle. So that's pointing up and that's pointing up, because that would go up and support as well. But you know what? I think that might do it. I think that will be sufficient. Yeah, it is interesting movement, isn't it? Because you've got that wheel can touch those blocks if this bit goes up, therefore supporting it. Okay, there's not so much movement in that one, but we don't need that to be so much. It's more this front one. Once that front one starts lifting the front up, then the whole city starts gradually getting a slight incline, and then the rest of the wheels follow it. So So I think that actually works quite nicely. And it doesn't look, it's not too bad to cover that. We can make it look quite nice. We need to drive it somewhere else, I think, to see it move a bit more. Might turn it around and head that way because the train goes up and down. Need to kind of see it from all angles. So let's use this as a moment to demonstrate the manoeuvrability of this thing. So let's go back and then start turning to the left. That turn's pretty good considering it's a city. I mean, you can see a city turn like this. So we've got watching at the moment whilst we turn this around. Who have we got watching? Now we've got Head Spinner, Adam McKesset, Talos, 20 Fencer, hello. Pistons and hinges work best if you code them right. The pistons I'm not getting though, because pistons are Lord of Clang, aren't they? If they can't move where they want to be, they'll soon find a way to get there, and in doing so, make the whole of the universe die, basically. So I don't know. I really don't want to use pistons. I really don't. I just think that's going to be a bad idea. Having these wheel shocks, they have that certain amount of give and play. They're forgiving, and they're a lot more customizable. We've got so many more values you can play with. Let's check what I've got here actually. Ah, loads of room. I'll turn it around and drive off that way, I think. Okay, the turning radius is pretty bad compared to most vehicles, but when you think of the size of it, it's not too bad really. Yeah, pistons does make Clang its bitch, definitely. Right, let's turn that way. I'm doing a 3-point turn in my city. Really an Austin Powers meme here. Right. I'm quite confident, because if you look at it from here as well, the height now of the city floor doesn't look too bad really when you look at the scale of the thing, and everything underneath can be made to look like sort of like utilities, like climbing area, underground stuff, you know. Probably even do some sort of subway underground kind of thing. It's underground of the city, not underground of the planet. Fens, are you saying that the latest update has made pistons pleasant to use? Because I don't know, too much experience of pistons causing troubles. Okay, full speed for it. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Got a bit of a slide going on here because the thrusters are taking over. It does accelerate pretty quick actually, considering this is a city. I mean, 20 meters per second is fast. That is very fast. Right, where are we? Yeah, there's a nice kind of weird incline here. Right, let's have a look. I want to go up and then back down again to get the angle. So this here, that there could give us what we need. And if not over there it will. So yeah, let's line it up a little bit more. It should go up here okay. It's not really an angle we want to do with a city, but for testing, kind of need to see this side on, don't I? Get it back out. I'm not sure if it's going to do it because of the restrictions we put on. $20 is getting me, I could say, concerned, but also intrigued. I'm starting to wonder, should we practice with hinges? But I don't know. Let's have a look at this second. So imagine that floor of the city. So that middle has been lifted because of the immense angle, but the city's going up at a nice steady incline. But it would also now be lifting up the middle wheels because the back will be pushing down as well on the wheels. So that's the problem there. But this is a steep incline anyway. We're testing. probably wouldn't take a seat up this steep incline anyway, but we wanted to check what happens when the wheel comes back down again now. This is the bit we want to look at. Let's quickly move the camera. Right, this is the bit we want to see when it goes back down. How is it going to affect with that wheel? So slowly, slowly, slowly. But here goes, it goes back down again. Now this is where the other wheel's going to come up and hit the underside now. So we've got the two wheels both working together. Like this. Is that going to now... So that now takes the support of the city. Don't forget, this incline is a lot steeper than you would actually do when the city's built. So now it's the back slip, it's lifted up away from it, but the back would be pushed up. I think we'll get away with this. If we do this on all four corners, I think we'll be good. 20 metres a second is 44 miles an hour. That's pretty quick for a city. I mean, if you think about the time that massive buildings have moved, they like move like a quarter of a mile an hour, don't they? And spend days moving them. See, the way the city's putting up in the air now, the back would be supported from the back wheels, pushing it down a bit. And like I said, this angle we wouldn't attempt with the city anyway. I think I'm going to go with this. I think it's going to work. Going to make it look a bit nicer and duplicate it in all four corners. And I think the very last, because the back wheel got an extra set of wheels at the back, I think we'll leave the back ones separate, doing their own thing, like a tail. So look, those wheels are stopping this from bouncing around now. I think this kind of does what we want. Once there's four of them on, I think we're good. Let's give this a go. Let's build this out now. And perhaps try and find a bit of terrain that's more realistic to what we'll drive on. So far so good, I'm happy with that. We actually built some interesting kind of buildings on those, not buildings, but interesting shapes on those beams that we put on with the hinges. Could look pretty interesting as it moves. Right, where are we? So let's tidy this up and make it look a bit better, and then we can duplicate it elsewhere. So we're not going to need those. We're going to need that. I think it's probably worth keeping that one in. Get rid of that one, that one, that one, that one. I suppose we should add a few there. Am I missing you yet? Nah, I'm alright, thanks. It's alright. I don't need anything welding, do I? I'm on creative. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. And then obviously this will be built into more stuff as we go later. That'll be part of the city, basically, the floor. And here could be some sort of building which covers this. Build around the outside of it, so you don't actually see it, but that will flex us up inside. Like I said, this could be some sort of building, so it'll sort of move inside and out as it moves. It look pretty cool. Look like arms almost, couldn't it? Paws. Yes, now go duplicate this. So that's going to be fun. Get rid of that antenna. Right, well I suppose I should count the blocks. I should have done symmetry actually, because this would have worked. I suppose I still can. Yeah, I'm going to set up symmetry, but first of all I'm going to put a supporting block in place. Okay, right, symmetry, let's put symmetry on. A bit risky, but we'll give it a go. Let's do left and right, although this is going to be even blocks. No, hang on. That's one. That's what I want. There we go. Okay, and then that one. Right, that should now work. If we had a box over here, it would anyway. Okay, it was 10. This was, wasn't it? So 10. Okay, so that's where I remove those blocks so I can put these here. Now duplicate all 4. That work? It did. And now what I'll do is get rid of these and then put them back in again. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Now I'm tracing it so effectively, aren't I? Cool. Let's draw in that beam. Draw in that beam. Got a feeling I need that one in. That one in. That one in. Right, that should now be mirrored everywhere. Yep, I think that works about right. Or have I missed something here? No, that's right. Okay, let's grab a wheel down here. Just thinking I should probably get on to naming them now, shouldn't I? In fact, you know what? Whilst I've got symmetry on, let's just sprung an antenna down. In fact, if we put it on this little bit here, it's going to be the extents, and then later on we can change what that does. Right, let's name the wheel that we've already got placed. Be a corner, I think. So let's call it suspension. What we got? Top, right, front. Yeah, we go with that. That makes sense. 2 piston stats upon 2 hinges, one for left and right vector and the other for forward and back vectors, so it can actively adjust to the terrain. But how would it actively adjust? What's controlling it? That's what I don't quite get my head around. Has it got a braking force? Because it doesn't say that in the settings, does it? Oh, I've got to do the bottom bar, haven't I? I've not done this yet. Ah, oh, the difficult part. Okay, so piston off there, and then 16. 16 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 16 and 11. That'd be easy to do. And 1, and then 16. And another block. 11. I forget where we attached it now. It was on top of the centre beam, wasn't it? It was. It's going to be different in the back. So Fen20 says, explain to me, how is it going to adjust actively to the terrain? Is there a certain amount of give and a piston that I'm not aware of? Hang on, there's 2 beams on that one. What have we got? Oh, it's the further out one. Okay, that's cool. Every time I go up and down to look, it takes ages. La, 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 la. Okay, so we want to hinge. There. And that one there. I've got more hinges now. Oh, I didn't think to get rid of the others, did I? They will have something set, won't they? Yeah. So hinge 2. Hinge 2. That one isn't. That's, yeah. So that one. No. That one. No. The blue one then. Yeah. So the blue one then. So those 3 are the ones we've already done. So let's call those top, front, right hinges. Sus arm. That'll do. Save. Terminal. Right, so these ones. Should probably. I'll write this one out. Bend the middle one. Let's have a guess. Is that the middle one? Nope. Not the middle one. Is this the middle one? No, that's not going to be. It's got a attach on it. So this is the one we want. Let's see if we can go the right way. Oh, nearly. Nearly there. There we go. It wasn't that one, was it? Oh, it was that one. Now let's go down a little. Nope, down a little. And extend this one out ever so slightly. Oh, too far. Bring this one down a tad. Sort of. There we go. Put that one for moving. And then go to this one and attach. Got ya. Right, all 3 of them off on. Let's go to torque pull down, brake pull down, velocity 0. And we can call these, what do I call the other one? Yeah, front something, wasn't it? Front, top front, right, yeah, top front right, top front right hinge, okay. Top right, rear hinges plus save off terminal. Yeah. Did I do the wheel already? Look, I think I did because it's not attached to it. I'm not touching it. And why is there? Oh, because I did the. Oh, hang on. We put the wheel over there. Oh, I just found something that space engineers have fixed. I placed the right wheel and it placed the left wheel as the mirror. We can now do mirror placements of wheels and it'll actually get the right ones. Because it used to just place the right on the right and as well as on the left. But now it's actually worked it out. That's pretty good. We can actually now do proper mirroring with blocks. Ah, I'm happy with that. Let's grab them both. They can burn both now. That's a nice little find, that is. Nice one, Keen. There we go, that's both wheels done. This one I'm going to rename to whatever it was I called it earlier. Suspension, top, right, rear. And this one will be top left rear. Okay, so 20 fens you're saying, so you can actively adjust the terrain. So like I said, use sensors and programs, maybe a camera with high-tech terrain scanning. Oh blimey, 20 fens there, come on. We're going to kill the game as it is with a high PCU count, let alone running a program like that, scanning stuff. Yeah, I like your idea, too technical. This is steampunk we're going for. So a single program block or two can control the rest. Yeah, I get where you're coming from, 20 Fenza, but I think that's going to make it not very enjoyable to do. But yeah, I don't see that working very well. To the sheer size of what we're building here, the game is going to struggle to run with a PCU, let alone program a block trying to scan terrain and adjust things. And also I don't like the idea of pistons adjusting on their own and suddenly putting a hole through something. I think we'll stick with this for now. Because that was done there. In fact, we can test this now going forwards again. In fact, we've already got it built on the other side. Let's do it both sides, see how it balances out. Because that now, between them and them, that should keep the centre nice and balanced. And the rear one, like I said, is going to do its own thing. That's just an extra bit at the back for propulsion. And I think the city itself will clip inside there. This will be some sort of fancy looking weird thing on the back. But it helps provide propulsion and stabilisation, I suppose, because most of the weight's going to be slightly towards the front. Right, yeah, let's finish the other side, and then we'll give it another go at going up here. That's too steep, really. Let's go up there and see what it'll actually do. I think if we was actually driving this city, we'd probably aim to go up there somewhere, or probably turn around at the side slightly. Let's give it a go how it actually would go. I'll do the beam first, I think. Can remember 16 and 11, wasn't it? So 16 and then 11. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go with those. You should be glad I didn't say you should add rotors so you have turning axis. I'm gold. Because then it would be really, yeah, it would, yeah. I mean, we have the ability to do something really, really fancy. It's leveling, suspension, and shocks, but it's just crazy difficult. It would take a long, long time to work out, and it would just be a hell of a lot for the game to work out, and it would be clang. It's asking for it, isn't it, really? So let's just go with something a little easier. This pretty much does what we needed to do. I think I'm happy with this. We're just basically stopping the city from wobbling over, kind of thing. So, which one? Is that the one that's got attached? It is. That's the one, the last one. Means that's the one in the middle. So let's do the one in the middle. Oh no, it's not the one in the middle. Great. That'll be the one in the middle then. Wow, I got that spot on. That's weird. How did that happen? Good, I suppose. I'm just too good. There you go. They're done. What did I call them? Top, front, left, sus, arms. Top, front, left, sus, arms. That's right. I do. Don't really need them, just so we know where they are and what they're doing. We lose everything. And the problem with all these groups is we'll redo them all again with the Scunthorpe name before them. Bit of a pain. Got to put the wheel on actually. Let's put the wheel on before I forget. I've only got one more thing to do at the back. We want to do the left one. Can't believe that mirroring worked with the wheel. Pretty cool. This side it won't mirror because it's already got a block there, so that's alright. Go. Oh, there is actually something that I need to do. I didn't place the extra blocks on the inside. Five or six? I'm going for six. Do it over this side again. I think I did five. I did. Oh, blimey, didn't want to stop then. Okay. Really get some speed up travelling across the other side of the city. You forget to stop with your brakes. Oh, stop flying. Hang on. What am I doing? I put the beam in yet for the wheel. Right. Let's get that front corner wheel done. Wheel to go. One will be called suspension front left. Top front left. That was it. And goes to impulsion brake. Power, strength, right offset, friction, speed limit. Go. Done. Okay, let's put this bar in now. We're nearly done and we can give it a test drive and then we can start building the city. I'm excited about doing the city part. I'm a bit lost of how I'm going to start because it's so blinking huge. I figured I should start off with a big building at the front high up, which is going to be the control room, the main kind of like elite building, I suppose. Have like the people that are in control kind of thing. Right, haven't I? Haven't. And then that one I could go on there. Okay, let's get this one done, and then we're done. Well, quite quick as well. Okay, so the hinge. That's the one that's at the bottom, right? So is this the one in the middle? Find out. Oh, that's the one at the end. Great. Cool. Need it. That'll do. And then attach. Get all those. Fork, braking, velocity will need to be at 0. Cool. And this is going to be. I forgot. What was I calling them? Top, front, whatever. Top, isn't it? Top. Oh, yeah, I think I've changed the naming a bit, but never mind. Top. Hang on. Top, front, left. Top, front, right. Top, right, rear. Top, left, rear. Then keep it in the same. Top, left, rear. Oh, hinges. Yeah. That's okay. Save. Enough. Top. So that one there needs to be hinges. Save that one. Delete it. Sorted. Okay, and they're the wheels. They'll be the suspension top wheels. Save. There we go. That's a bit tidied up. Okay, I think we're done. We can go for a little bit of a drive and see how it works now between all four, because that should make this centre section a bit more stable. I tempted to put a big floor in so you can see it a bit easier, but we'll give it a go in a second. Let's turn things around a little. Let's change the view. I can't zoom out anymore. Jesus, if only you can zoom out. That's scary days. Okay. We're going to try and get that bit to the right. Change the smoothest area, so we need to go up there, I think. It'll fit up there. It's wider than that, isn't it? Let's give it a go. If it was a real city, which way would we go? That's crazy, that doesn't it? Okay, let's now twist it that way. Brake. It turns a little tighter when you go slow. Yeah, just as you slow down, it starts to turn tighter. Can't think what's behind this, but I think it'll be okay. Better check. Oh, close. A bit more. Okay. Not bad manoeuvrability for a city. Let's go over to the right a bit more though. Yes, okay, there's kind of like an area that's already tracked out almost. I think I'll keep the left wheels in the track and the right wheels up the side of the mountain a bit. Yeah, you can kind of make out like where two wheels have been up the mountain almost. Obviously they haven't been because it's a mountain, but if I line up the left set of wheels in that groove and the right side can go up the mountain a bit slightly, I think that'll work. It can be quite a strategic thing really, having a few of these, trying to sort of manoeuvre around to get close enough to get into battle. It would be very strategic. It'd be like a game of chess, but with weapons. Right. Actually, there is kind of an area that's flat. Okay, let's go to this view now. Let's see how level we get. Starts to turn. Imagine sitting at the front of this watch as you drive along. That. There you go, that's not a bad view actually. And we're missing the trees. Greenpeace would love us. Right, let's see how, if I suppose we should actually go to this view so we can make out the angle we're at. So right now we're fairly level. The front's start to go up, we start to pick us up nice and gradually, not too steep. Oh, I heard something then. What was that? No, I think it's just noises that it does, isn't it? Saying that, we better check these bits at the back because there's something wrong there. Oh yes, there is something. Hang on. Have I? I'm confused. What have I done here? That's clipped through, hasn't it? That has actually clipped through both wheels. Right, that's a problem. Because basically what it's doing, that should be lifting this off the floor, which I think it is. It's lifting it off the floor. But the weight has made it clip through the block, which is what that noise was. Right. Problem. See over there, it's worked. Have I got this wrong over here? Have I done it wrong? No, it has just clipped through the block, hasn't it? I didn't put extra blocks on it either. Something's not right here. What have I done wrong? Really doesn't look right. Oh yeah, I've built it right. It's just the angle. Why is the angle so off compared to the other side? Okay, let's bring it back. Let's see if that sorts itself out. That looks really off. Yeah, it's kind of stuck now, isn't it? Oh, is it going to go back? Is it going to go? Is it going to go? Yeah, see, it's kind of back where it should be. Let's put a mixture of blocks in. That might be the issue, actually, because I didn't put the blocks on that side. Wow, that's actually quite interesting that then a few blocks I added, because it looked like it would make sense, might have actually made sense. I put on there. Oh, that's gone through it as well. Ah, blimey. Yeah, we might have a problem here. This might not work. Too much weight, and this side has got any weight on it at all, don't it? This could be quite a big flaw in our plan. That was what I needed, but I'm gonna build in extra just in case. Yeah, it's clipped through here as well. It wasn't doing that earlier, but now it is. That's frustrating. Yeah, I think we're going to have an issue. That's actually quite a big problem if he wants to keep doing that. Oh man. Alright, let's keep an eye on it a bit more. Maybe it's the strength of the wheels, because they push so far, but I don't think they actually make it all the way. Oh no, they're just pushing through the blocks, aren't they? It's going to need to be strong anyway once the weight's on it. Actually, at the moment, it's actually holding. Or perhaps I should float on those four corners. Have some kind of shaft on both sides. Dodgy. That there and the one over there, if I made it so that was free moving up and down, so like a column on the outside, column on the inside, that would just hold the city from sideways and forwards movement, but the actual weight was distributed between the four corners. I'd probably have to beef this up a bit more, a few more wheels and more blocks. Like I could duplicate this arm on the inside a bit more, but then the city would balance between those four corners. I'm not so worried about controlling it because I put a remote control on this beam and then control it from a seat up at the top. I think that might be a way of doing it. But then the city would then rise and lower depending on the curve of the wheels, which wouldn't be too bad. So when you're on a flat, the city's nice and low, but when you start going up a curve, the city lifts up slightly. That might work. The worrying thing is that weight will be so much, it's going to push it out. Whatever, it doesn't matter what sort of piston, not actually using a piston, but if I make a column that goes inside a sleeve, it's going to break out the sleeve regardless because of the sheer weight on it. So I don't think that will actually work. Alright, let's carry on and see how this goes, because it seems to, since I added them blocks, it seems to help in a little bit. I'm already in the cockpit, aren't I? I could do it with pistons, but again, they need to be dynamic. They need to move as and when required, which programmable blocks will be needed, as 20 Fens has said, and yeah. See, it's gone through the blocks on the left there, but it's kind of working out, because it's now using the bottom supports as well. Could we possibly ignore what we're seeing? The city would actually, right now, the back of it would be on the ground almost as well. Maybe we do need to support it by the corners rather than the middle. Oh, see, the city suddenly sort of had a bit of a shift. That's the problem. If it was always in contact with four corners, it wouldn't do that. See, look, it's teetering forwards and backwards now. This is annoying. It's just then before I put the handbrake on, that bar it's not resting on front or back now. The whole city would be like, whoa, that's no good. But perhaps that arm should be attached to there, and the same on the back, somehow. Yeah, this really is a bit of a pain in the backside. I'm starting to think though, if we keep with this height and start building a city, then once the city's there with the weight, then work out the way the shocks are going to work. That might be better because we actually have the weight to work with it and know how it's going to sort itself out. What about having the middle point on a hinge? Or actually like doing a hinge literally there, and then the ends are connected with those bars. Oh, you might have a point there. Because it's connected on a pivot in the middle. So you'd have a hinge here, and then that would be connected to that. In fact, you'd probably just have one from there to there. You'd have to have two, wouldn't you? Because to allow, because that'd be getting closer to the middle and it goes up. Or would it? No, just one from there to there. Because that would be lifting up, wouldn't it? So I'd have to set it up on the flat. I think I'm going to have to take a copy and build it next to it, because I don't want to undo this and find it doesn't work. But yeah, if we did a hinge in the middle, obviously to be set forward or back slightly, well I'm going to have to sort of modify that. And then you do hinge there, one beam to a hinge on the end here. You'd have like a trapeze kind of shape, wouldn't you? But because of the pivot in the middle, when that lifts up, it would push that wheel down. Ah, no, it wouldn't, would it? Let's do a copy. We're going to have to drive this back a bit, but what are we on here at the moment? No, let's just drive this forward a bit more and see how this works a bit more before we do. I want to see this. I want to see more of it. So right now the city's kind of like, it would be swaying backwards and forwards because it's not being supported in either end. Perhaps more wheels might help, I don't know. But now it's kind of being supported. It's only occasionally that it's not supported, so maybe we would get away with this. Maybe, like I said, we should just build the city on and see. It's actually pretty level, really, isn't it? Because whenever the city wants to dip in a direction, there's always that support in the corner pushing it back up again. Perhaps we could keep with this, and then once we've got the weights on, if we find we do need to add support, we could add another beam somewhere. We could do a beam off the beam. So that centre join in the corner, so like that bit there, actually, perhaps there's a way that we could do a join from here to there. By the looks of things, that would be a similar distance when it goes up and down. I think we're nearly there, to be honest. Although I do like the pivot idea in the middle. I think we're going to have to put weight on it. We're going to have to just build the city and see how it goes. What I'll do is I'll blueprint this so far as well. Then when we start building the city, we can always cut it off and paste it back on another base if we need to. Knocking trees over. But to be honest, I mean, the city's, it's level. It's actually working. It does, it automatically levels out. That's kind of strange. Obviously, when we have the weight on there from the city, we have to sort of wait to set the city out a little bit, but I think it should be alright. Let's build, I think. Where would this go? Yeah, not down there. We would turn and go up there, wouldn't we? Pretty cool. Right, let's build the city. In fact, you know what? I might just leave it here to build it. Although on the flat might be nice because we can see where. Nah, we'll leave it here. We'll leave it here. Alright, I'm going to do a blueprint. Let's get out. Let's do a blueprint. Yeah, it's thinking about that one. Back and the front on separate hinges. Possibly. Mod IO not available. I'm going to start building a city on it because I think we need to start getting weight on it. Yeah, it was handling quite nice, I think. Right, so city. So what I'm thinking, I'm going to probably do like a frame of the rough sort of dimensions I've got in mind. I kind of want there to be... I've got some symmetry on as well, actually. So I want a nice big sort of round window building at the front that got up quite high, and that's where you're going to drive it from. So let's go... How wide would we want that to be? I think go around about here somewhere. Might turn the symmetry off the back actually. Turn the symmetry off the back. We don't go forwards and backwards. Although it would make the weight even. But that's no good because I don't want to look even on it. And go. Okay, so if I take this forward, don't want it to sit forward of the front wheels though. The point of it. Maybe a bit higher up as well. Sort of dome out a little bit. So let's get some height to this. We'll go to the right height as well for one. 10 wasn't it? Yeah, 10. So that's the city floor, so to speak. But I do want it quite high up. So I don't know, should we keep it quite low down and just build up above behind it maybe? I want it to kind of like massive dome glass window type thing, and inside there's lots of floors, and one of the floors is the main control seat. But if it domes out sort of there, that'd be pretty cool. Suppose we should join across from here somewhere. Could use nice angle blocks eventually, but now I'm just going to do sort of a bit of block work just to get a rough idea where it's all going to be. Now as I start building buildings, we've got a rough idea where they've got to be, then we can actually get the actual shape, because we don't want it to be perfectly smooth edges. It's going to be lots of buildings really, isn't it? So yeah, so in the middle, sitting on this level, there'll be a building with the front doming out, and then I was thinking some kind of like almost like castle towers in the corners, then like various buildings along the sides. So the front looks quite formidable, but then from the back it's all sort of streets and buildings and all the things you get. I even had an idea of doing an aquarium. I thought it was just crazy. I saw a video of Black Armour, a guy on YouTube. He's amazing at what he makes. He found a way of using the projector to make it look like water, and I had an idea how to make it look like there's a shark in the water. I thought it'd be pretty cool having a big aquarium. So somewhere in here I'm going to make it like an aquarium and actually have a shark in the water moving around. It's just something crazy to do in the city, you know, as if the city's not crazy enough. So yeah, so this is the main city floor, and underneath, down to this level, would be like all the subterranean stuff. So we'll have like somewhere around here like an engine room with all pistons going and things. Underneath I've also the different sort of shapes and bits hanging down, but generally quite high clearance. It's going to be a blinking huge building, to be honest. You could have the back and front. Oh, you said that already. I've said that already. Right. Yeah, having a dome here, that's actually quite large, isn't it? 1, 2. How big was that? No, actually, that should be right. It doesn't need to be a large building. That's what I want to do. I'm just not sure how I want to build it. Do I want to do glass from the floor up, or should I do some building then glass? Probably some building then glass. You want doors to get in and out, I suppose. I have like a walkway on the front, a balcony almost. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, let's build like a street balcony type area. So let's put the floor in then. Probably want to come out 1 by 1s, then go to 2 by 1s. Go across. Maybe I should come out 2 by 1 first. Yeah, still 2 by 1. If I do like the... Oh, hello, we're on the move now. Just get to see how it shifts as you build. This would actually be where the glass would be though. So perhaps I should actually build the wall above. Yeah, so this is going to be the actual wall, so underneath there would be like a pathway. This would be the pathway around the front of the building. Yeah, kind of like that. It was weird that I'm now trying to build a nice big building on this thing that we've created. Okay, let's visualise a kind of arch. It's going to go like 2 by 1, 2 by 1, 1 by 1, 1 by 1, 2 by 1, across, yeah, something like that. And then I think 3 or 4 of these. Looks like, and 2 2 by 1s, so that'd be 2 2, and then straight across. I think that'll be alright. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, let's now join that to that one. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. So if I now build that as glass going up, perhaps with some sort of pillars, or I might actually just go just pure glass. Really make it quite a highish kind of build with a dome, and then on that you can sort of build down in like maybe a tower in the corner. Almost like a wall, like a fort wall, but so like a castle front, but the middle, instead of having a big drawbridge type thing, you've actually got this sort of modern glass front office building type thing. Quite interesting. Let's just bung loads of glass on. See what it looks like now. I haven't got any glass left. Let's have a look. Glass. That's not glass. Window, isn't it? What have we got here? That one, that one, that one. Don't think we'll use those corners maybe. 2 by 3. Hang on, are they even on a block? I want to go to... Yeah, 3 by 3, cool. I think first of all we should get these angle ones sorted out, because they're the ones that are going to look the worst. Okay, how high should we go? It's crazy big, but I think that's the whole point. I could do that high and then maybe some sort of dome on top, or flatten it out and have like a helipad on top or something, like a penthouse. A landing pad would make sense, wouldn't it? Like landing pads for the elite to land on. Like dishes, that kind of stuff. That could be the top of the city. I originally wanted to go a bit higher, but to be honest, I think the higher we go, the more buildings we're going to build as well. Okay, let's go with this for now. Always make the building higher off the floor. It has to be big, the size of the city. Small wouldn't look right. I think I get what you mean, yeah. Okay, so now I want the 1x1s. Hope this is mirroring correctly. The build where you do really need the mirroring to work correctly, because placing it by hand is going to suck. The thing that annoys me about this is that we've got these massive 3x3 windows we could use down the middle probably. Although we've got, it's an even number, isn't it? We've got 1x1s, 1x2s, 2x3s and 3x3s. We've got here, we've got we do the 3s with 2 in the middle, or perhaps we should do like that. That'd probably be better. Not sure how that's going to fit up here. Right, we're doing that. We're going to get an extra window. That looks alright. It's just crazy big. So inside, you'd have like multi-level, like a shopping mall type thing, or like a flats or something. You'd have lots of different levels with their own balconies set away from the window. And some of them we sort of go out, some come in. But you'd have quite high up would be the main control bridge, like with the main seat sitting here. That's where you'd sit to drive. Imagine seeing the shadow from it all built as you drive along, that's crazy. Yeah, this is where you'd sit to drive it, that's kind of what I've got in mind. Literally be about there. So you'd see quite clearly ahead where you're going, you can look down and see the wheels. That's pretty cool. I like. Problem is the size of the build, it's one of the things where you're not really going to know if it's going to work until lots of other stuff's built as well. So we're going with 21 on the high. Hang on, they're the wrong way around to the ones below. Okay, so that's kind of like the elite building, the main building, the head building, what you want to call it, the town hall, city hall. The city hall, that would be the city hall. I'd like to do a nice big dome. I mean, it's quite a big area. Maybe we could use that sphere generator to make like a ball type top. That would look pretty amazing actually. That'd work around the edges though. Then again, a flat part would look quite nice with landing pad on. That'd be pretty good. Okay, so yeah, that's one of the major features I want to add. I want this idea of these kind of like castle corners, like corners you get in a castle almost. We could build it here. It could kind of sit over this, so it would like go over the side of it. So that would go up and side, go up and down the side of it. We could probably put blast or blocks down the side. And then blast or blocks here, so it actually look like it's all mechanically going in and out. Have it sort of line up almost here, and then set a wall in slightly back, and all this would be like a big pedestrian, like a big what do they call it? Like a seafront, the causeway, boulevard? No, yeah, beachfront type thing, like a nice big wide walk area with various doors and places. You can walk around here as it's going forward, and with doors to get into the main building there, and obviously ways to get in here and alleyways and streets. That's kind of the idea anyway. But then underneath, you start to have a bit of an overhang, and it will then come back, and you have all these different beams and struts going underneath, like support, different colours, and smoke and stuff coming out in different places, that kind of stuff. Probably like pipes, so it looks like it's all the waste is being chucked out underneath. But I think that curve is good enough. Yeah, that's good. I still got that issue though where I wanted the seat in the middle, but I can't. So I think what I'll do, I have an idea about a seat that's suspended. So you get into a seat, and then when you get into it, it automatically moves you with pistons. So I could actually centre it quite easily doing that, and I'd control it using a remote block. In fact, you know what? I'm quite tempted to build that now. That's the bit I kind of really want to get onto. Let's get on to doing that. I think I'm going to have to actually build a sidewall here. So we go with this. We can start working out the floor heights. That would be like a roof. If I go with each floor's 2 blocks high, show it 3 blocks, so I get really, really grand. This here's the floor. It'd be nice to have like a metro system on here as well, so you can actually get around by transport. Have like a tram system somehow. It'd be quite interesting having a tram system on a moving vehicle. Quite a few ways to do that now because of the way that blocks work so nicely next to each other. Okay, and I can shape this off a bit later. So I think I'll do some like big door at the front here. I might take out this glass panel here and actually do like a quite large door. Saying that, a large door. There are no door. Actually, there is large door blocks, isn't there? There's the whatchamacallit, hangar door. Isn't there a large one, or is that only smalls? Oh, it is large. Not that one. Yeah, one of those. That would be quite a good door to have. How many blocks is it? Ah, it's not the number of blocks. Well, that sucks. Yeah, that really does suck. That would look quite nice as a big door on there. I suppose I could have one of these on each side here, and they're generally open, so and there'll be like a street behind it, but they close when we're like in battle. So anyone who's walking on the promenade will run in and get through these doors. They close, and then they're in the city, nice and safe. So have something like that at the end. That would look pretty cool. I'll probably do a couple of them actually, because we could do like different streets and alleys. Let's space these out a bit. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 5. Maybe I can always move them later. 2 together on its side, but that's not going to work. Oh, I suppose I could put it into the floor, couldn't I? Well, that's a nice idea. Good job you're on chat, mate. Yeah, we could drop that down into the floor, couldn't we? Or is that going to work? But how high are they? 1, 2, 2. Yeah, they might work actually. Nice thinking there, Adam. We don't get to use these many places, do we? So when you do get to use them, it's nice. Ah, it's not going to want a place because of where. Ah, that sucks. Okay, let's put a block behind it a second. Okay, so oh fuck. A bit off the floor, that's the only problem. Yeah, it's a bit of a step up unless I start using small blocks to hang on. Can't do that, I'll delete the door. I'm not sure on this. Nice idea, but it's a bit of a step up. Unless I start using small blocks in places to give details, but then it's connecting it. Yeah, it's a bit, I don't know. Unless catwalk before, would it give enough? Just no, it's not hardly anything, is it? Oh, it does. Ah, there you go. So using the catwalk, this side doesn't do it because of the catwalk, but that side. I think that could work. Yeah. How many blocks is that? There's 4, isn't it? So I could actually do like City Hall on the glass in letters. Well, we need to get the word Scunthorpe somewhere, don't we? Like on the front here, a Scunthorpe. And put City Hall on the glass. Oh, that's got to be done now. Got to be done. I won't bother choosing the colour yet as well. Turn the symmetry off when I do it. Just got to turn all the letters right around. It always does this. I don't know why, but it always does this. I go for more and just turn them the right way around. So then when I choose the letters, they're right. Okay. Symmetry off. I think. Maybe. Oh, you can't place it on there anyway. Why can't you place it on there? That block is facing inwards, not outwards. I have to do it on there. That's not going to work because I want to do City and Hall. City Hall, no. Hall? No, never mind, forget it. Get it, LCDs maybe later. Okay, should we go with that at the front? Don't know. Yeah, I think so. I wonder about these. Doing the same. No, I like it like this actually. I think that'd be nice as a have a street behind it. You can just imagine this being a street going down, and then there's buildings over the side. So you go down here looking up, and there's buildings over the side opposite. These will always be open, and people can come out and walk out, and walk on the front of here, and look out over the front as you're driving. And then as soon as you go into battle, all these doors will close up after people have scarped into the city, and it's like start with the barricades. I think that looked pretty cool. Yeah, I thought we could place them on glass, because you've done it before, haven't you, Adam? I know you've placed it on glass before. They look really good. It is the glass facing inwards, isn't it? Yeah. That should have been out of place on there. Placed it there, but not there. Strange. Oh, hello. We went green for a second then. It did it again. I saw it go green. For a second it thought about it. Thought, oh yeah, oh hello. Oh, it's over there through the glass. There we go. Alright, we'll worry about letters for now. Okay, I think we'll go with that door. I think it looks alright. And it actually fits in with the glass as well. Yeah, we'll go with that. These spacing of these are going to be changed, but for now, just so I don't forget, that's what I want to do. I just imagine it's like being a big walk, promenade type thing along here, and get people walking around. Shame you can't like do trees. I know we've got like the planters, but they're not quite the same thing, are they? Actually, like do like miniature garden or miniature garden, like gardens in the city, a park or something. I think how I want to do barriers as well. We'll come to that later though. So yeah, so it's going to be kind of like a wall. I don't know what block I'm going to use or how I'm going to texture it, but for now I'm just going to hang on. Yeah, so for now I'm just going to do. It wants to be pretty big, I guess. Oh god, what's going on? Yeah, the building's behind. Oh, I don't know. It does need to be pretty big, thinking about it, because it's got to look like a fort, hasn't it? Let's do that, and then the corners will be high. Okay, have the embattlements along here, so you can walk along between the fort and the side of the building as well. That look pretty cool. Actually, I should probably set it in slightly. Yeah, let's do. Down here. Oh yes, get rid of those as well as doors. I'm going to change that. So therefore the battlements it hangs over slightly. Quite a common kind of look, isn't it? Okay, how long is that? Because those doors are 5 each, I want to have them as even across here as possible. So that's what? 38 blocks. They're 5 each, that's 10, that's going to be 28 divided by 3. 28 divided by 3 is 9. 11? No. Oh, god. Oh, someone work it out with a calculator. 38, 28. 28 divided by 3 is 9 and 1. Yes, 9. So I'll do 10 from this. I'll do 10 in the middle. So 9, 10, 9. Yeah, I'll do it. So 9. Right, okay, so the door will be 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay. These two I've got symmetry on. Turned symmetry off, didn't I? Oh, gold. Right, okay. That's not going to work because I didn't put a wall in there, did I? Okay. There, I think it is. And did I build onto that? Got to give this a drive as soon as I put the seat in. Okay. Did anybody watching last week? There was someone watching last week that was gonna look into them and some mates making a similar sort of city. But they said it might possibly be a bit smaller though. I think it was now. There was somebody. Let's go with 9. And then 10. Hang on. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I think once this is done, it's going to look amazing with all the different buildings. Just being able to make it look like an actual... Hang on. Miscalculate them. To actually make it look like it's a city would be pretty cool. And then to realise it's actually on wheels, it's just wow. And that's if Space Engineers lets us do this. Right, and I could have various windows and places that look sort of... There could be windows behind hangar doors, couldn't they? So they're actually defensive. They'll be like an embattlement type thing. I'll put some detail to it obviously eventually, but for now I'm just going to go this. I want to do a corner tower, but probably needs to be on the inside of this arm. Do it over the arm, I think. Should I do, you know, like a square corner tower you get on a castle? Should I do it over this arm so the arm goes up the middle, so it's like it straddles it, or should I do it on the inside of the arm? What do you think? Can't quite, because that could it's got potentially go quite high as well, which could look a bit weird if it was on the inside. So perhaps I should just dress it up and make it look like a support arm and have it on the outside. Yeah, that might be a better idea on the outside. Okay, let's put support underneath. Go about there. Mount to. I suppose we need to come out ahead of that, but I want to be able to see. No, let's bring it out. Right out to here. Yeah, Alex, I agree. I think it would look good going over. The only thing I just realised though is when those wheels push up, that really goes up high. So we'd have to cut away a really big area. So when it comes down, you have this big opening in the tower, which kind of goes against the idea of having a pure front kind of thing. So, yeah, maybe not. You know what? Let's just go for it. Let's just make this a nice big square here. I'll literally do that. I don't know actually, I think it's a bit bigger than I was originally thinking, but I don't have to make them square or round them off slightly. But if I'm going to be about here, driving it, yeah, that's cool, because I can still see the wheels. Awesome. I might round them off slightly, I think. Gonna be a bit of a pain to do. Let's go 2 to 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm moving backwards. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, it's a bit annoying that it's moving. I did put brakes on, didn't I? Oh, hello. Hello. What's going on here? That's because it's got the weight at the front. If you had weight on the back, it wouldn't be doing that. Ooh. Let's just put a load of blocks at the back a second. Yep, this is where the game goes, no, not happening. Yeah, it's kind of struggling with this one. Come on. Think about it. You want to do it. You know you want to do it. Come on. There you go. Oh god, look at the front there. Oh, it got all caught up. It probably was a good idea to go on the ice, wasn't it? Let's get down onto the ice because that does make it a bit easier. We could probably put some landing gear on the side to keep it level. That's probably a good idea to do here. Let's take it down the ice though. Right, why does it put us down here now? Okay, let's go. The front wheels will sort themselves out in a minute. No, they're not sorting themselves out. That's the thing that worries me now, if that stays stuck. Good man, don't know, mate. Scary. It will look scary when it's all done, won't it? But it does look pretty amazing. Massive. I need to do side defences thinking about it, so I do need to get a turret on the other side as well. They're not quite releasing, are they? Hopefully they'll sort themselves out in a minute. Oh, look at where the city's pivoting. Come on, get detached. Caught up. It's exactly the same size as it was before, we just put stuff on it. Oh! There we go. No, it's not too bad. Yeah, it's picking them wheels up, but it's not releasing them. This is annoying. Come on, release. How are we going to stop it from doing that? We're going to need more wheels and more blocks so they won't pass through each other, aren't they? I think that's going to be the answer to that one. If we keep going down, once those wheels get to here, maybe they'll sort themselves out. Let's hope so. Save just in case. Even though I've got auto save. Oh, Human, did you start making your own, did you? And this looks a lot bigger than yours. I hope the front will sort themselves out. I wonder if copying and pasting it in will sort it out. We got stuck on something, I think. I don't know. This is crazy, isn't it? Like really crazy. Yeah, it's lifting the front wheels up now because it's caught on them. And it's gone through the back now as well. I might have to change this idea of the wheels. Do the hinges in the corners maybe. But somehow I'm going to have to release these wheels, aren't I? Probably, if I actually detach wheels and reattach them, that'll work. Ooh, is that going to hit the floor? Yeah, so I'm going to have to bring that front bit under. That was close to touching the floor then. Although it is being pulled down by those wheels. Actually, just seeing that coming towards you like that's quite weird. Right, let's get these wheels sorted out because that's just gone nuts. We're going to have to change the shock idea, but I think the idea of having a hinge somewhere might actually be the best way. Right, let's get... Oh, hang on. Why have I not got... Oh, I'm still too far away. Okay, so we want top suspension, top wheels. Let's... Ah, you can't remove wheel, can you? You just add wheel. I have to go around deleting them and add them later. Oh, that one's okay. This one over here is not, so let's sort that one out. Hard to tell which one it is at first. Oh, and that one's going to go as well, isn't it? Great. There we go. Human, you told us about it yesterday in the stream. I didn't see that. I was too busy being frustrated. What's going on here? That needs to be above. Yeah, that needs to go. So get rid of that one and that one. I think we're going to have to do some changes. But let's get the city built. It's all good. Once the city's built, we really know exactly what we're going to do with it as well. So it makes sense, I suppose. At least we've got a sort of rough idea here of what should work. Ish. Right, let's see if I can add those wheels back in. I've got a feeling I'm not going to be able to, am I? Right, okay. Let's do show on terminal, and we'll go through until it says add wheel. That'd be a nice, easy way of doing it. Typical. None of them so far. Although, saying that, I have probably actually done totally the wrong wheels, haven't I? Because those ones aren't going to be the ones. It'll be suspension wheels. There'll be some of those. Show on terminal. On. Yeah, on. Hang on, something weird's going on. Wheel. Right, okay, fine, do it this way. Oh, because I didn't call them wheel, I called them suspension, didn't I? Suspension. What wheel? There we go. Go up from here. So, add wheel, that worked. Add wheel, yep, that worked. Add wheel. Oh, it's working. Oh, do that then. There you go. Okay, is that all of them? They're on. Yeah, it's all done. That was easy enough. Awesome. Right. And is the city actually sitting level? It is. Lovely. Yeah, so if, say, from here it tapers in slightly, I've got this image of having like a runway at the back. There'd be like an airport runway at the back, and then built up either side slightly. But we'll see. Basically, my friend spent lots of hours spent on figuring out how pistons and welders work, and then I was only who built the chassis. Ah, okay, sounds good. Have to get some pictures sometime. We'll get you on another stream. I'll figure out a way that you can share some pictures with us. Maybe add it to a Discord group or something. Probably worth building this Discord group based on this mortal engines idea, so that anybody who's doing it can join in and have group chats for the people for the teams sort of thing. Could be cool. Right, let's carry on with this then. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Yeah, I think that probably look about right. It's not going to have a path around it, I think. Let's change this then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Not sure how far back I want to go with this. Round the front. I should round back in here to go around the wheel. Quite good. Let's make it quite square then. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. That's nice. It's just 20 wide. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay, that's weird. 5, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you have to come into there, then yeah, I suppose we'd have a wall guard on the side. Somehow I dressed it up, but that's something to be done another time. I think it'll be too small since it is too big to be a rover, too small to be a village. It's like a driving base. You could just literally be like a village, couldn't you? Are you using large blocks? Because don't forget, these here, they're the 5x5 wheels. Let's put this in perspective, right? Here we go. This is me. Why won't you let me change the view? Oh, never mind, just do it this way. So yeah, that's a 5x5 large block wheel. Oh, I'm nearly down now. There we go. So that's me. This is quite crazy, this. That's me next to one wheel. And don't forget, we've got 100 of these. So we zoom out, and that's one set of wheels. Jesus, this, yeah, wow. That's actually kind of scary thinking about it now. You could just this one base alone, you could have like a death match on the lot, so you're running around trying to find each other around the buildings. That'd be pretty cool. But imagine like at least 2 of these going to war with each other, and you've got teams on both of them. You could have like 16 people on each team trying to defend their cities. That'd be awesome. You had lots of problem with turning. We didn't. It's not the greatest turning circle, but I can't get over actually how small I am next to that one wheel, and we've got hundreds of those wheels. I can't think of anything I've built with any of these wheels anyway. The fact we've got hundreds of them on this build, that's crazy. That is nuts. You just don't, it doesn't look that big really until you put yourself next to it like that. That's just yeah, nuts. Right, okay, so I'm going to do these corner thingies. Let's not do that. Okay, so if I go, I know over there they're 20 something. If I do these a bit higher, 15. Does that look alright? Because I'm going to have a bit on the roof there. I'm going to have the battlements on the top there, and then the towers doing a little bigger. Go 2 more. Alright, 3 go. Go 3. Yeah, that's alright, that's cool. You can kind of see the top of them then when you start up here, you can see the top of them. That'd be good. A scenario is really simple. You just paste in your cities on a planet, and the idea is it's last man standing, basically. You got to destroy all the other cities, so you can't just sit there and send your stuff out to people. You got to defend your city as well. So you could park your city up somewhere, try and find someone to park it up, and then get all your little ships and stuff on the city out, attacking the other city. But considering a city could have amazing defences, you'd probably have to bring your own city in to attack as well. But you've got to defend your city whilst attacking someone else's. So it's one of them, isn't it? Where do you mobilise your city or not? And then once you get them moving, it's like if you go too fast, you're going to damage your city. If you go too slow, you get caught up. It's going to be quite interesting, really. A whole new dynamic, different to the space, the actual space battles you have. A little bit of me thinks this is damn stupid, but there's a little bit of me thinking this is pretty cool. For now I'm just going to do walls. I'll put details in later. I'm going to get the idea of size, mass, where things are going to go. To be honest, I think that's probably the best way to do this. Is just to literally just build blocks, rough shapes of where the building's going to be, decide roughly what they're going to be, and once everything's in place, you know where everything's going to be, then start doing the details on them all. Because it's also helping with weight, because at the moment, as I'm doing this, you see the front starting to drop down. Well, actually that's leveled itself out now. But yeah, I think just sort of placing blocks, rough shapes of buildings, and deciding what they're going to be is the best way forward. And then once that's all done, you've done the whole thing, you can then start doing the details, which obviously is going to add a bit more mass as well. But you can then start looking at doing the suspension properly then as well. I just gave up and made it unrealistic, and it made me mad. I was going back and forwards for 1 hour and I think 5 kilometre radius just by guessing how little it turned. Wow. You just got to come up with a better design on it, really. On turn, I mean, this thing turns really good. And you saw how we did it. I mean, if you need to, go back to the streams and watch it over and look at the little things we did. It worked out. It was pretty simple how we did it. It was like a first time thing, wasn't it? We didn't really have to think much about it. Once you figure it out, you'll be alright. Do you think you could do something quarter the size of this? I think like quarter the size of this could be pretty cool. I mean, we could even get to the point where like there's 2 major cities and there's a couple of like little towns that support it. Suburbs. It's weird, isn't it? You have like battleships, but no, we've got towns and suburbs and villages and cities. And connected, so I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. Okay, let's try this. I'm going to put details of windows on. It's not windows, but like them kind of holes you can shoot through. In fact, that new block they just brought out, we might be able to use it on here, even if it was just like balconies. We could have like a doorway and then like a balcony, and the balcony's got those new shot blast, what do you call them, shooting things they've made, that new block. We have them, that'd be pretty cool. There'd be tons of places then to shoot from. You just really want to have a lot of people on to have lots of people running around your city to actually utilise all the shooting points, don't you really? Which means you're going to have to be on a server, and you want to have a lot of people, and you want at least 2 of these. So yeah, a server's going to have to be pretty powerful. We'll do it this way for now, because I think I'm going to have to rebuild the foundations of it slightly. across here. Or here. This could be sort of built up a bit, and then it can come out. More of a front kind of I want to put on it, make it look intimidating. So as you're approaching people, they go, "Oh, blimey, it's massive." But really, once you get to the side of it, it'll be a bit more open. Probably do like a lower wall. It kind of makes sense though to have the whole city with a wall, but you kind of want to see that city. So unless there's like skyscraper type thing within the city walls, you can see. Tell us, Beardie and Adam, did you both see the video I linked for the self-driving chassis? Mostly to give anyone some inspiration. I didn't. Where did you link that? Where is this? Where is this link? I don't know where. Did you put it in? Are you on Discord? Eh? Or did you put it on a comment? I didn't see it. Let us know where you put the link. I definitely haven't seen it, but. Obviously we'll decide how it's going to look underneath and make this look stronger, but that's so far quite good. We can sort of bring it down to a point, to scoop it under. Have weapons underneath even, shooting down at anybody underneath this. Have some kind of like massive hinged mechanism at the front to scoop stuff up. You could like be open, it'd be closed, like a big like curve here of blocks with hinges all along, and the whole thing opens up to scoop stuff up maybe. That'd be pretty cool. Mortal Engine 2 in comments. I don't think I saw. I would have been notified. I don't think I saw a link. I'll have a look into that after the stream, mate, and have a look. You say it's a self-driving chassis, mostly to give someone inspiration. Self-driving, like does it like follow someone, like AI, like false AI, fake AI? Not sure really how you'd do that in Space Engineers. I know you got the old follow things you used to do with the sensors, so it detects where the player is and follows them that way. So long as it looks pretty meaty over the wheels once they're built up. For a front, that look quite good. If I put stuff underneath, I think I literally want a mouth on it. I want it's like a bit underneath that scoops, because you got underneath of all the industry, like the I think it would like a piston engine room. That'd look pretty cool, but like it really dark and dingy, hardly any lights, lots of fire, that kind of stuff. I have like a something at the front that opens up. In fact, we could have the doors that open outwards, so you have the hinges down there and there, so it keeps the same curve but underneath, and they open up. Because on Mortal Engines, the film, London actually has a big thing at the front that opens, that eats the other cities, but I'm not doing it with this. But having a bit that opens up at the front would be pretty cool. The only problem is we don't want to go too low down, because it was that there wanted to hit that, didn't it? So we're going to have to definitely curve that under, actually. Yeah, might not be an idea. I don't know, we'll see. We'll drive it around a bit more, I think, first. I am connected over there, aren't I? Yes, so I'm connected over there. I'll probably get rid of this now. Although I need to know how far down that is. Let's leave it for now. Leave it for now. Yeah, so I've got two little doors either side. The big one at the front of the building, that's cool. So the walkway will go. Let's put the walkway in. I think we should go quite a wide walkway. We can sort of decorate it up with chairs and stuff and colour blocks. So 4. I figure out how I'm going to edge it. I need to find some kind of like, cause we've got 1 by 1 like edge, what you call it, railings. There's no 2 by 1 railings, so I have to think about how to do that. It might just be a case of just doing straight ones along there, and then from here go straight across. But yes, let's do that. I probably will curve the blocks under at some point, but for now, Actually, I probably want it to be wider there, don't I? So up to there. So let's say there. Because that 4 blocks, wasn't it? 4. 2. I think that'll look alright, and as long as I shape it underneath nicely. This way I can use the limb blocks I was talking about. Oh, I'm forgetting what they're called. Railings. These look a bit puny, really. Saying that, is that a good idea? We've got those. They call them blast. No, they don't call them blast. All these things. Like those, but we don't have them at an angle, do we? Nah. That would look a bit more meaty, but we don't have the angle we need. I don't fancy doing lots of those. That look a bit naff. Alright, we'll keep with this. Let's do it this way. Is the one where you turn it another way it's different? No, it's not. Okay. Like what you were trying to build in the first video. Oh, with the piston-driven engine. That is still definitely doable. Definitely. Oh, actually, I think I did see the video. Yeah, I did. I remember now. You're right. I remember seeing it. Oh, I can't think exactly what it was though. I do remember now. It just reminded me. I think I did see the link and I did watch it. I just can't remember exactly what it was now. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, because that was the video I saw where it made me think about another way of joining the pistons. That was it. Pistons, the drive shafts. It had 4-way pistons. I remember now. Yeah, I did see the video. I remember. I need like seats and decorate. I need like little flower pots with trees in, don't we? Like a little square that's a flower pot. There was a block we used to use. It was a square with like plants coming out of it. It was a mod. Tempted to put a mod in just so we can decorate like that. But I mean, how would it look having the planter? Do these actually look? Oh, we could have like boxes like this hanging around. That's pretty cool. Street stalls. Yeah, they don't really look like plant pots, do they? No. Okay, never mind. We could do fancy sort of lights and stuff though, couldn't we? Yeah, so this is the front like promenade type thing. So generally people just be enjoying themselves out here as we're travelling along, looking where we're going, cheering on the chase. But then as things get serious, the doors will open. Well, they'll be open all the time actually. These doors will always be open. They only close when we go into combat. So everyone runs in, and each one of these will be like a street going down, like a block. So there's another street going down a street. So there'll be 4 streets going down, and then they come across again and back. So you've got a block. So the front section will be quite blocky, sort of New Yorkie style. But as you come back, it might have like a round section, maybe it's like a big round building in the middle, like a museum or like an aquarium idea. I had an idea like doing a cinema. You could do this dead easy. But yeah, I like the idea of doing these streets from these doors. That looks pretty cool. And I'll make these walls fairly thick actually. It might be worth doubling up these doors. We want to be just a battlement on top actually. Have I done? Yeah, I did do one there that way. Maybe I should do it thicker. Or just have it overhang. I will get to that later. I think I'm going to do the control seat now because that was a bit I was originally going to get onto, but I just got carried away doing the front. But that's kind of the idea I've got. So we have like the battlement along there, probably had like details all along the edge. Very sort of castle-like. I'll do various cutaway windows, maybe little balconies to sit out so you can come out onto the balcony, but have like them. What are they? Was it in here? Or you could even do that kind of thing, like a balcony type thing. You'd have like a thing underneath and have a doorway so you can come out and you'd shoot and then run back in kind of thing. But you've got that new block. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I don't remember what it's called. It's got a weird name. Embracer? Embracer? Oh, I don't know. Weird one. Bit like that. You could have those. Let me put it there. Yeah, look like that. You have a door behind it there, so you can come here like that and see, and then you come out and shoot next to it and back behind it again. That'll look pretty cool. Or even just having like a cutaway, so you'd have like a gap of 3 blocks. I do like the idea of coming out of the balcony, but it does make you a bit more exposed. I mean, something like that. I thought maybe even do a balcony there actually. I think I'll leave this here actually as an idea because that's quite defensive. Okay, you can shoot an angle, but you can look out and see what's going on and then shoot sort of stuff. So if you're hand combat. Perhaps start doing an overtopper to it as well, and also have turrets on it and that kind of thing. That kind of idea. Do different things like that at different stages, like maybe do one down low, one up high to the side, and on the other side as well. Maybe even do on the corner. Lots of those, with lots of stairways inside and lots of places to run around. So if people get into the city, then you're running around the city trying to find each other as well. I mean, just one city would be awesome just for a deathmatch, to be honest. But yeah, having 2. Approaching each other and then boarding each other to fight, that'd be pretty cool. I'll leave that for now. It's a nice idea. I'm not probably going to do that, but I'll leave that for now as an idea. From a distance, you don't really tell they're there. With the new weapons we've got as well. And we could also make like homemade catapults on the top here. I suggested to Adam the other day that we could perhaps do a piston, have it with a merge block above, put the piston full extent, warhead on top, angle it where you want to go, release the merge block and the piston should shoot it and it will fly. I think anyway, that's just a guess from what I've got experience as space engineers. But we could possibly make like projectiles and catapult. If actually an actual proper catapult, thinking about it, could actually do a beam with the hinge and use a piston at one end on the short end, putting it down really quick, you'd get that kind of effect, and with a hinge on the end you could ricochet over. You could actually make proper catapults. That'd be pretty cool. Steampunky as well, isn't it? But it's more medieval than steampunk, I suppose. But look at that. Okay, so let's make floors in here. I want to find out. I mean, if the street, we've got this door, it's too high. So you can have door height and then probably do a floor there. We do 2 blocks between floors, or should we go grander and go bigger? Let's have a look how that works out. Well, it actually works out for that in Batman, although that's quite high actually, isn't it? We'll have to do like a half block walk up. That would work. That's good. Okay, how does that look? I guess we could get rid of that floor and this would be the top floor, but we could have like a sub half floor somewhere back maybe. This would be the main bridge floor. Or the bottom floor could be higher, which then means, hang on, that is the floor, so that would be the battlement, so I could build across that. Yeah, actually, we'll go with that. too big a... There you go. So this will be the bridge part, top floor. Kind of... I want to sort of sit quite far forward so I can look either side. But I've got this idea for a chair that kind of suspends, so I probably actually won't go too far forward right now. But I could picture having like quite a wide control thing with hanging down screens and loads of buttons, so you can actually drive it using buttons. It's going to be a remote block, but you'll be doing WASD still. Nah. I suppose you could have like override on the wheels, so you could... No, you can't do that, can you? You can't. Can you do override on wheels? You can't. You can't. Can you? Can you? Let's have a look. So if I was to have like buttons, because it'd be nice to actually just be able to stand here and just start pressing buttons. They're like increase speed, blah, and then it starts moving a bit faster, sort of thing. I can't think. Oh yeah, override. Of course you can. Increase propulsion override. So I could group them correctly, or even do timers or something. And I could literally just stand here and say, right, increase speed, right, left, whatever. Oh, we've got steering now, haven't we? So just forward and backwards, we could just increase speed, decrease speed. So you just have it cruising forwards and leave it to it. Or you can get into the seat and actually control it properly. So we've got massive control area we could do. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to set it a bit back, but have an air seat that you get into, and it sits you forward and hangs you over, and all the screens come down to you. That's the kind of thing I've got in mind. I think if we stand here, maybe far enough forward. Yeah. Get a similar kind of arc to the outside. The only problem is I'm not sure what blocks I'd put on here to stop you falling off the edge, because we haven't got railings with that curve, have we? Maybe I should just go with angles. That'd probably be alright, actually. But in that case, I probably want to come out a bit more. What I can say is I'm glad I'm not welding this up. Imagine blueprinting this and then turning it into something you've got to weld. It would take forever. It could be like a large bridge. Well, it is actually a large bridge. That's stupidly large. I don't think it's too large. Yeah, it's too large. Let's get rid of it. One. That's big enough. Yeah, it's more than big enough. And I think what I'll do is I'll try and rig up some... Let's put a roof on. I want to suspend stuff in the roof, I think. On these lines. Don't overhang the top. There's a way you could do that with a box. I'm sure there's a way of doing that, actually. Put these supporting blocks there first, and I think I'll figure out a way to actually have a bit of an edge. On top of here, I think we'll do some sort of landing pads or satellite dish, or we'll do a dish in the middle and a pad either side, or a bit of a dome maybe. Perhaps even have like a penthouse suite. Just is a massive weapon, a big laser. Makazit, Splitsy did a catapult on his channel, Survival Maybe series, about 2 years ago. He was somewhat successful. Yeah, I think a catapult would be quite doable, really. That's why the sun's coming through, it's pretty cool. Yeah, so each one of these lines will be a floor. For now, I'm just going to join them up so we get an idea. I'm not sure, I mean, this is like a city hall stroke top end residential, I suppose. It's like the elites rooms or something like that. And the ground floor is slightly higher, so it's like a grand hall, which is like a reception-y desk type thing at the front. Make it look rather grand in here. Do the wooden floor, that'd be pretty cool. Use the wooden thing and then get like a teak floor or something. Change the shapes of these. Might be worth going for like a half block floor actually. Does the half block work well in here? It's a bit of a step up, but yeah, it's too much actually. There's a slope though, but you didn't have that issue with the ledge. Good. Oh, it works. Well, there's just some catwalks outside here, like a wipe your feet type thing. Where are you? Actually, isn't there one of these are just one railing on its own, a little one? No. That actually look decent having one railing there. Give it like a gold texture or something. Then up to a half floor. And then you're only half up. Let's have a look. Could cause problems later on though. I'm getting into details I don't need to be getting into right now really. And we can't place... You can see out the window then, you see. Unless I actually change these to windows as well. I shall leave that for now. I shall. Yeah, so we can do different shape. We can have like a bit that comes out and goes back in again. We have alternate floors. So one bows out, one bows in, one bows out. That looked pretty amazing just being here. Walking through this door and looking up. Okay, right, yeah, so this idea I've got for making a control seat. Wondering if it's going to fit in here. I might have to go for small blocks. So do a rotor sort of idea. I want the control seat you can't do. It's a control seat like that. That would look quite good. But I want to have his own screens. I'm going to use a remote control as well to control everything, so it could just be a normal seat. What button am I using? I mean, a passenger seat, if I use one of those, can I actually put... Oh, it's only emotes, so you can't actually activate a remote control. Right, I can't use one of them. That was my original idea was. Use one of those and have a remote control, access remote control from the panel, but you can't, you can only do emotes. That no good. So it's going to have to be one of those, small block. What else is there? Control seat like that. Rover cockpit on a small. Large ones. That's not going to look any good. That's not going to look any good. I was saying that. Nah. That. Do large or small, but they'll have the same problem. I think this is the one to go with then. One of these control seats. A small block control seat connected to some like small arms with pistons. You get into it and then it goes out into place and the screens come down. That look pretty cool. So I'm going to have to do some sort of rotor setup. So I'm going to do 2 rotors because it's an even amount. So I do 2 rotors next to each other. One of them is mounted for the seat, one of them is mounted for the screens, and have pistons and arms off of them maybe. Off the ceiling, or yeah, that cool come off the ceiling, wouldn't it? Let's find some new blocks to populate here. Seat, one. Oh, toilet seat, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Toilet seat on an arm. Rotor. I suppose a hinge would actually look pretty good. I want some LCDs. The transparent ones are actually pretty cool. Are they small block? They can do small block. Sci-fi are large, which would be good on the base, but for that one, what else do I need? Just some block, I suppose, in case I need to connect some. Might go for the neon block, thinking about it, that could be used. Right, let's see if this is going to happen, because it'll be interesting. I can put a small head on a large block, I think, can I? Where am I going to put it though? It's going to look weird. I want the seat to suspend forward, so like over here. So I have them above us here probably. Run forward. So it'll be halfway point, so go from there to there. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, so can I put? I forget now rotors. I really do. Let's see what I can and can't do. Attach small, yeah, add small head. Add small head. There we go. Yeah, that was quite noisy because it dropped quite far. God, think about it, you have a little seat suspended above all this, but it's kind of cool. Okay, so I think start off initially, bring them down a little bit. And then I'm going to want a hinge. Let's start with the seat ones. Let's say the right one's the seat one. Yep. I've not actually got any idea exactly what I'm doing. I've just got a rough idea, and I'm going to have to just eyeball it. I really want to use better blocks. I want it to look nice, but I can't think. I mean, there's the small. Yeah, these aren't. Those support ones are only for large, I think, aren't they? Where are they? Where are those pillars? They're called pillars, aren't they? They are pillars. There. Yeah, only large block. Okay, can't use that then. We'll go with this for now. I'll try and look into make it look pretty once I've got something that works. Pistons. Actually, that makes sense because you pull it down and pull up and go back down again. Yeah. Pistons. Neon tubes. Can you not do them in small? Oh, you can't do them in small. Okay. Get rid of those. Let's get some pistons. Didn't think about pistons. Pistons are okay for this. It would look better as well. It would look better. So, unable to place piston. What? Oh, come on, go the right way around. Okay, it's probably going to need a couple of them to get to where I want to, but I'm going to want hinges as well. So I'm thinking the seat will be facing that way, or it could be this way. You get in the seat, you press a button and it swivels you around to the middle, but it puts you in the centre. And as it does that, the screens that were displayed here will come around you. Well, they could be already there maybe, or just tilt. Or you can have a button that moves them out of the way and change the views. Whatever happens, I need to make sure that the seat goes towards the middle. So I'm going to want forwards and backwards still. I think I'll put another hinge. Make all the hinges turn the same way. Because that would do a 90-degree turn, and that will get you to the middle. And then I'm going to want one facing the other way, aren't I? Yeah. Like that. And another piston. And if I get this just right with timers, it could look pretty cool. Okay, I suppose I should probably name these as well. Hinge. Which one is which? Oh, number them from the top, I think. So that one there is number 2. So seat hinge 2. 1. Seat hinge 3. And this will be seat hinge 1. And then we've got pistons, so that's piston 2. The piston. There, seat piston 1. Hang on. Have I just done that totally wrong? I just did, didn't I? Piston 1, reverse. That's number 2. Ugh. I'm not sure if these are actually going to be okay like that. Yeah, well, okay, I think first piston needs to extend only half as far. Maximum distance 1. And in the rotor we're going to have to turn 90 degrees. We didn't name the rotors. It's going to be rotor 2, I think. Let's look. Yeah. So rotor, seat rotor. Screen. And that can stop rotating because it can. Okay, so seat rotor, let's go for breaking torque up a bit. Don't think it's going to want to go like a 45-degree angle back and then forward a little bit. So, lower limit. Let's go minus 90. Really not too sure exactly how this is going to work, but we shall figure it out. Okay, that's a bit better. And that hinge that we that's not right, is it? Yeah. Perhaps I should build it out a bit more. I need to figure out where I'm going to connect it to the seat. hinge would look better on the back of the seat, wouldn't it? Like that. That'd look pretty cool. Well, I should probably put a couple of blocks in to get it to the middle. Or I could use the angle of that to get it to the middle. That would be better. Yes. Done it already actually, haven't I? Stick it on here. Like that. And then put the chair on there. Like that. Now what we're going to do now is centre that a little bit up. So we shall go with seat hinge 1 needs to go to about 40 degrees. A lower limit, is that right? Get to like -20. Be good. And then this would go to 0. It will go between those. 2. Let's get into position. It'll be it when we're sitting in it. I'm going to need a rotor. Oh no, not because I've got the hinge number 2 to do. Which, if I think about it carefully, number 1 was -20 degrees. Number 2 wants to be 20 degrees from where it's at. Current angle is going to be -70. There we go. 2. Okay, so verse. It will actually have to go between -90 and -70, won't it? There we go. So those two will work together. Yeah. Velocity is a bit of an issue. 1. Because of weight, I think, isn't it? Get the torque up and the braking force up, and that shouldn't be a problem. Sort of. I do feel like I'm slightly to the side. I think it's the inertial values, isn't it? I'm going to need that on here. It won't be too clangy. So, seat hinges and pistons. Oh no, I have to group those separately. Share in. Okay, hang on. Is that not a value? Not, so it's the pistons. Am I losing the plot here? What happens to the inertia thingy? Or is that only on large grids or something? Or is it only on rotors? There's no inertia option anymore. Have they got rid of that or something? Am I losing the plot here? Because I swear that there's meant to be share inertia on here. I must be losing the plot, or they've changed it. Right, okay, and then I think we'll probably want to tilt forward slightly, or would we want to tilt forward slightly? I don't know. I want it to turn around. Let's get hinge number 3 working to see if it goes where we want it to go to. But this one, velocity 2. I go all the way around. We might want to do the piston go in and then go out again, so it kind of keeps it towards the middle. So that would do that, and I think that piston go to the full length then. Yep. So piston 1, we're going to change that then. So the maximum is going to be full up, the minimum will be 1. Like that. And the rotor would... Actually, this rotor itself would probably want to do the 90 degrees. That would probably be the best way of rotating it. Yeah, the seat rotor. Let's do that. 90 degree turn. Current angle is 90. Let's go into 0. Right, okay, so let's go. No, we want a different. We want that to be 180. That to be 90. Yeah, so that would then send it this way more. So the hinge number 3 would only need to turn 90 degrees. That would be quite nice. I think this will work really good together. So let's reverse that one. Change that to 0. I'll have to take it back in a minute, but then that will be over there. I just need to now adjust that one and bring it down more. We'll have a platform, I don't know. We could do with an extra hinge, but now I've put all these on here. No, that one there, that one can extend, and then that one can adjust. That would work. Okay, so number 3. Hinge number 3, let's reverse. And now hinge number 2 and number 4. Problem is, hinge number 2, I think we've already got it. And number 2, hinge number 2 is where it needs to be, isn't it? Because that's where it needs to be when it's level. So we want to go between -70 and a lower number to like there somewhere. So -70. Say -40, and then the last hinge needs to be currently at, hang on, done there. Hang on, what we've done. 1, 2, 3. I want hinge number 4. I've not got. Oh, I didn't name it, did I? There we go. That's why. And I think simply just reversing them. That would be kind of rough over here if I get it at the right angle. So hinge 4 needs to go between I totally lost the plot of that one. That's the -40 to be equal to the other. Oh no, it's not -40, is it? It'll be -50. No, it won't. It'll be -30 because it's, yeah, that's right. So that's kind of, you jump here and press a button and then it will do the whole swivel around and put you into place. The idea. Is it as simple as just swapping them in direction? Let's have a look. And that one. No. Can you do reverse? No. So if we do the hinges, reverse, reverse, reverse. Sort of, but not. Okay, so there's one piston that we don't need to do. Okay. So this one we'll never do. Got a problem here is hinge number 2. No, that's right, it's number 1 that hasn't changed. Does that mean we don't need to change number 1 at all? Yeah, I think number 1 doesn't change either. Okay, so that means then 4 reversed to a value we don't want. So seat number 4, you went from -30 and it needs to be 0, I suppose. We might tilt it down slightly, but I feel it needs to have a little bit of tilt. Let's just go for 10 degrees. Okay, is that centered? It is. Wobbling around a bit. Can't do it really, can we? Gidok. Crazy though, how small that seat is compared to the rest of this. It's weird actually that I'm sitting in a small block seat to control this massive large block city. Bit higher into it. So yeah, so that's sitting there, and the other rotor will control screens. I should probably make this actually rotate around the other way really, because the screens are gonna, but no, unless the block just goes along the top. That's probably better. So yeah, that's the control. So I want lots of LCDs that will sort of hang in place. The idea is that when this goes down, the LCDs come forward as well, so that when you're down here, the LCDs come closer to you. Possibly, maybe. The LCDs are not necessary to be, but I'll use that rotor to get the LCDs in place to be hung at a nice angle. But I think that's the way. I mean, alt look around, yep. Do quite decently like that. In fact, the external view is pretty good as well. Good place to be. You can check out your damage, you know. We'll get right behind the ship as well. Ship, see. I think that's alright. If we went down a little bit more, because we've seen quite a bit of ceiling, but we want LCDs hanging from there, so that's quite good. Okie doke. Right. So, hinge 1 and piston 2, we don't change. Let's have a look if this works. The hinge 1 we don't do. Let's reverse that. Piston 2 we reverse. No, we don't reverse, do we? Hang on, do we do any pistons? We don't do any pistons, do we? But the seat rotate we do. Yes, we don't do any pistons. What am I like? Oh, we must do, because we'll go too far off the floor otherwise. Piston 1 we do, not number 2, that was it. Okay, so we do piston 1, but we don't do hinge 1. Okay, so now what we're going to do now is get it all triggered with one timer block. I would like to put the timer block somewhere where it's going to stay. Where would the timer block be? I thought we'd have like a computer room type thing, like a big server building, but I haven't built that yet. Let's make like a back wall. Have it here somewhere. Good chance I could keep it there then. There we go. Okay, so let's go to timer. First one, let's do seat. Rotate. Up actions. Seat. So we don't do hinge 1, but we do hinge 2. So reverse, hinge 3, reverse, hinge 4, reverse. we do piston 1, but we don't do piston 2, and we do the rotate. There we go. And get in here, and I can set it as one of these. So timer, seat rotate, and we'll just do trigger. We go 1. It's a bit weird. We need that to be a lot more stable than that. That's quite cool. Do we like that? I think it's quite good. Now, can we get away with a... Oh, hello. Bit of a twist going on. That's nice. You should lean into it. Yeah, we can't really put a railing there, can we? Because it's going to hit it. I'd hope if I was actually out the seat. We might have to put an extra block. Oh no, it does. One time you get out of the seat and it doesn't put your jetpack on. Typical, isn't it? 3, get rid of that one. Oh no. Pressing multiple buttons at once here. Have the piston extend after it spins. I'll have a look at it in a second. It was quite simple the way I just done it, but in one fluid movement it's kind of working. Let's have a look. It was hitting it. I kind of feel that we should do the piston twice. So piston 2. Yeah, I'm going to use both timer locks. I think I know how we can do this. Timer, seat, take 2, 1. Right, so what we'll do, set up actions, we will add that one there, start. Okay, so do the piston. Because it brings it up, that's correct. Yeah, and we need to add the other piston as well. So we've got in mind what piston 2. But what we'll do on timer block 2 is do piston 2 again. That would mean we'd have to piston 2 to go twice as fast. That's not so bad. And 1 meter per second. And how many meters is it going to travel? 2. That's 2 seconds. We want a 2-second timer. Okay, let's see if this works. Whoa, that's crazy. actually kind of worked. Okay, let's watch that again. Oh no, it's a bit too quick. I think now. Been a long delay, and it was moving too quick as well, I think. Which is weird because we worked out the meters per second and it doesn't tally up. Let's do the timer. Where are you? Let's do that to 4 seconds. That actually looks quite good. Okay, so trigger now. Very good. I just wish there was that share inertial tensioner, which used to be a thing, but obviously isn't anymore. Where? Let's have a look. Where is share? That share inertia tensioner, alright? Has that disappeared, or is it not on small blocks? Is that what it is? Or is it something that's in options? It wouldn't be, would it? I can't think of life of me where it's gone. Other than that juddering around though, that's pretty cool, I think. Are we liking that? I think the whole thing's moving, isn't it? Yeah, we're moving. No, that's pretty cool. I like that. Jump the seat, press 1. I wish it was a lot more smoother. Anything that ruins it, really. And when we're moving, it's going to be a nightmare. Right, let's now check out the whole. It tilts us to the left as you come around. That's quite cool. Got to spill our coffee. Go look at that. That needs to be made a lot stiffer. Share inertial tensioner would have done that, but the option's not there, which is bugging me. Oh, I've got to find out. It's doing my head in. So a large piston. It's not there. They got rid of it. Or is it to do with maximum impulse? Is that what it is? Oh, because it's now vertical and non-axis, isn't it? I thought we still had share inertia tensioner. Unless it's the option in the server regarding. Actually, it might be a server thing. I can disable it. Well, I'm not in the server. I'm in a save game. Oh boy, oh boy! It might be getting close to that time. It is 3:30. I always get 3.5 hours into the stream. I always get to a point where head just goes, nah, not anymore. But pistons. Let's have a quick look. Max impulse axis. That will make it a little bit stronger. Don't want it in the red really, but an option. Let's just go full whack and see if it keeps blocking. He's doing it as well. Braking torque, of course. Let's get the whole torque, braking torque thing working. And the rotor, braking torque. No, that's the main. Right. Still looks like it's rocking around. It didn't make any difference, did it? So Adam, you're saying never noticed it used to be there? You mean you never noticed it's gone, but it used to be there? Am I the only person that was aware that used to be a thing called share inertia tensioner? You'd click it and it would mess everything up, but it could actually come in handy sometimes. I'm pretty sure I've disabled it in an option. I think that's what I've done. I don't think they've removed it from the game. It had its uses. That's still hitting that side. I think I'm going to have to delay that a little bit more. 1, 2, let's go with 5 seconds. Sorry. Here, see. Actually, I could have put the LCDs on the actual seat, have them pistons either side that bring them round. That ain't a bad idea. Because then when it comes down here, the LCDs will be displayed next to the seat. That's better. A lot of wobble though, but that's not a bad idea though. If I put, can I? To a wave attach them. Not as a. The only attaching point I'd be. Oh, there we go. But I'd have to do a block, I think, and then do my other side. I could have the LCDs at either side, and then they sort of close around you. I want them at an angle as well, so probably better off using that one. I don't know, I like the seat for now. Let's do the remote control, because that's something I need to make sure works before I go any further. Because otherwise this whole seat idea is not going to happen. Right, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to turn off symmetry. And I'm going to put that there. It's not centered, which is a little bit of a pain, but I don't think it should be a problem. Let's. Oh, hello. That's the one I'm using. No driver detected. Ah, seat control seat. Oh, I'm using the control seat. Oh, hello. Oh, of course I don't need the remote control because now I'm using. Because I thought I was going to use the standard seat, didn't I? But now I'm using that seat, I can still use it. I can't believe that. That's actually worked out even better. Thing is, if I'm facing this way, yeah, I'm going that way. So if I'm pushing forward, I'm actually going backwards. So if I now press this, is it going to be depending on where it was facing when I got in the seat? Because that could be a bit freaky. Right, so look now, forwards. Oh, it works. So it changes depending which way I'm facing. The forwards is now actually forwards. I like this script. There we go. Let's drive it. Oh, the wobble though. I might have to make it clamp. Get a clamp that holds it or something. But yeah, look, we're driving. Strangely though, we're not going that fast. It's because we're not controlling the thrusters as well, is it? So I need to put the other script in that does the thrusters as well. Programmable block. Was it number? Yeah, number 1. Wheels are being controlled. If I go to this one and go to edit, this was the renaming script, but I shall change it. I'm sure I've got the thruster one. No, hang on, what's going on here? What was it called? Is it whip? I think I got a funny feeling my mod.io thingy isn't working, is it? And that might be where it is. Whips, subgrid, control script, right? Okay. Control. Nope. There we go. Wheel control scripts. There was a thruster one. Subgrid wheel, subgrid thruster. What was that one? Pixel. Okay, that one there. Copy to editor. You use control thrusters that are attached through rotors, connectors, or pistons. Name a seat, remote, or remote on the, what? Name a seat or remote on the main grid with a name tag reference. Place the program or block with this code. Attach your off-grid grid thrusters. Did we do reference on the other one? I don't remember that. I thought they worked the same. Place it in your script, place some wheels in your sub grids, place a cockpit. Okay, so I've got a feeling then this one might not work. Let's have a look. Control C. Reference. See what this says. Owner Adam. Right, that's the wheels being. That's the wheel one, and this one should be the thruster one. It's not. Let me run. Why? Oh, it's not on. That's why. Subgroup thruster manager. Doesn't say anything about the seat. Right. Okay. Let's see if that works. It's working because we're going faster. Wow, both those grids are working with the control. That's awesome. Yeah, I am clear behind. So if I go back, yep, we've got much better speed now. That's working. And the turning. Cool. I think I want to figure out some kind of landing gear thing to hold my seat in place, because this is a bit. We're going 22 meters per second. It doesn't feel that fast from this view now, but we know that 22 meters a second is actually quite fast for this. Oh man, I'm tempted to do a save and then just go for it up the hill and see how it handles it. Look at that acceleration though. That's pretty good. And brake on. Oh, dampeners. Let's put dampeners on. We've got dampeners. I can't do dampeners. Great, okay. Saying that, is this seat got control thrusters? It has. Thrusters, well, the wheels are grade, but. Oh, inertial dampeners. There you go. Main cockpit. Hey. Thinking about it, this cockpit, yeah, it's got the thingy. So. So, inertial dampeners. Still not working, even though I enabled it. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. Pretty groovy that is. Like that. Like it a lot. Alex quit to do it. I guess you're meaning just go for up the hill. I think next week I'm gonna figure out some kind of extra piston or something that comes down with a landing gear to lock it in place. Maybe like 2 arms to control it. Just don't want it wobbling, 'cause that's horrible. But yeah, definitely go for a landing gear type setup to help somehow. Maybe even incorporate with the LCDs. When the LCDs come round, 2 locked together. You want 3 points of contact though to get like a sturdy. I'll figure something out next time. But that so far is pretty cool. It works. We can sit in that seat and drive this seat. That's crazy. All ship seat, and we can control the thruster and the wheels of all this. That's kind of nuts. You know what? You actually do kind of need like a window at the back here. You probably want to have this top level, have windows around the back as well, and have a few windows at the back. So you're looking out over the city from up here. That's pretty cool. That's got to be done. Definitely. Right, I am going to save. I am also going to blueprint, because it's good to blueprint at various stages in case you want to go back to something. Let's get a nice view of it. Yep. Control B. Just let the computer take a few hours to think about it. Oh no, it's got it. There we go. Scunthorpe 1. Cool. Right. We saved. Let's just save again because I'm paranoid. Let's end this stream by doing some off-roading. Let's just call it off-roading. Let's go off-roading in our 400 by 400. Let's put 100 by 100. I forget how many numbers we got. Okay, let's go nuts. Let's go to, what view should we do? Should we do cockpit view, external view like this? Oh, actually, that's pretty cool because it does that Look, it actually changes the view. Even with the tilt. Kind of groovy. So what view should we do? Sitting in the cockpit or behind cockpit view, or should we go to external camera? Where we can put the camera if we want to. It would be quite cool seeing it come up the hill. I think we should probably do a run up as well. I think let's go to external camera. And we'll watch it come up the hill. Let's turn off the old tabbies. Then we're a person on the hill. Alright. Get a run up. How fast are we going to go? That key feels weird at an angle. Never mind. Yeah, so get a bit of a run up. We're doing 25 right now. Don't want to hit the mountain behind us. If we're driving into a mountain, it would be bad. Right, that'll do for a run up. Alright, let's go for it. Let's make it jump over us. Full speed ahead. Believe it or not, this is full speed ahead. Come on. At a distance, it don't look too bad, but as it gets closer, I think that's when it's going to realise that, ooh, that's quite big. Oh, we should have got rid of them beams underneath. That's going to hit the floor, isn't it? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Don't know how fast we're going. How fast we're going? 47 meters per second. This is going to bounce around. Ooh, look at it. Look at it. You know what? It's doing it. It's doing it. I've got damage on, by the way, and it's doing it. It's jumping over us. The city is jumping over us. That is crazy. It's not actually broken anything. It's just doing it. 40 meters per second. Okay, the seat I'm in is moving around a lot. That's quite cool, actually. It's realistic. It's more realistic than the actual film, I think. We haven't broken anything. Are the shocks working as well? No, they're stuck. Okay, I think we're going to jump off the edge here, aren't we? Kind of want to. The only thing's damaged is the shocks we made. But we're doing like 40 odd meters a second. Considering the damage isn't on, this is amazing. You can hear it doing stuff, but. This is 50 meters a second. This is half the game's game limit. It doesn't look like it's going very fast because of the size of it, but if you was on the floor, this would be flying past pretty quick. But the sim speed's probably a bit low. This is probably going to end bad now, though. This bit, this turn. See if I can get down this. God knows how it's going to do it, but let's see if I can somehow get down here. Ooh, that looks bad. But, you know, it's never doing it. Oh no, it's not doing it. There you go. Yeah, that ended badly. Ooh. Yeah, we broke that bit. That was pretty cool though. Can I get out of this? It's still sort of rebounding. Oops. We seem to have driven into the side of a mountain. Okay, just hanging off the edge. You go for a walk now and just see like how absurd this looks. I need to speed up them piston. Oh my god. Yeah, we'll do something to secure that. Like we would have some kind of. Oh look, it's broken away there. Oh, it's not actually broken away because it's not attached, is it? So that's interesting. That's nuts. Crazy how big this is. Middle right beam in the front. Middle right beam. What? Oh, it's damaged something. Middle right beam in the front. Did it? I didn't notice that. That is pretty cool though. That castle's just sort of like pinned its own foot into the side of the wall. Yes, he stubbed its own toe on the mountain. Oh man. But the thing is, if we had a city on here, other than that corner, it's not damaged. It's just still here. Be an interesting place for a city to be wedged, but we ain't getting this out. It's not like, oh, let's call my neighbouring city to come and tow me out. That was pretty cool. Look at all that though. If we got the angle right, it'd be interesting to know if we can actually get down there. That actually looks like it's doable, I think. Get the angle right. Almost looks like it was made to drive down. That's the one to try another time, I think, there. But yep, I think that was pretty cool. It just did an autosave, which I don't want it to do, so I think I shall revert and make sure I don't lose this. But yeah, I'm happy with it so far. I do think we're going to have to obviously change the shocks we did at the beginning. They're not quite working, they're a bit glitchy. They're passing through. I mean, that wheel should be on the other side of that, and that wheel should be on the other side of that. Yeah, that needs to be changed, I think. I do like the idea that Adam had of using the hinges. Perhaps hinge the corners and the middle, something like that. To do a hinge there, with some other parts down there maybe. We really do need like literally a shock. That's what we need, like a piston, but it's a shock with the attributes of a wheel, but on a piston. That'd be awesome, absolutely perfect. But yeah, I mean, we have a city suspended in the air there. Jeez. This isn't actually broken, it's just the way it's hanging down because of the way we did the joints. Pretty cool though, pretty cool. Can you imagine having a right old battle? I mean, even if you've got your city wedged, you'd still be able to fight because you've got stuff in your city to use. That's pretty cool. But yes, I think we'll leave it there today. We shall carry on with the previous save before we did this little off-roading, which was quite fun. Seeing it fly over us was pretty cool. I think when it's all built up, it'll look amazing with all the effects and stuff. Especially if you light it all up and then make it at night, it'll look pretty cool seeing it move at night. Probably quite weird as well. You stood on the hill watching this city moving on a distance on the horizon. You're like, what? Am I smoking something here? But yeah. We'll carry on more next week, I think. We'll try and build down the size, perhaps get some kind of building placement. We need to decide where everything's going to go. I like the idea of having some sort of outdoor parking sort of area here, various buildings around the sides. There's an airport. I think a museum. I think like stuff like a museum and stuff like that we could probably do. But what would you put in the museum? That's a problem. It's going to be a bit bare. So I'd probably do like a cinema, an aquarium. I thought I quite fancy I doing that one. Various buildings like shopping mall, rooms, houses, buildings like that. More of the castle stuff around the side slightly, bit of defences, big hangars, garages, that kind of stuff. Some kind of subway system, so a transport system to get around. Maybe like make 4 stations in the corners or 1 in the middle, 4 or 5, and have some kind of network of automated vehicles. That'd be pretty cool. Just the fact you'd have like a subway system on a moving city, that's kind of weird. But yeah, we'll leave it there. What's going on? Cheers for joining us, guys. Please do hit that like button if you haven't already. It really helps. And if you're not already subscribed, do subscribe. We're back again on Sunday next week with the Survival Series of Adam and Trent, and hopefully again on the Monday to do some more of this. So cheers for watching, and catch us again soon. Take care, bye.